And we're live, people. Deluded, I'm back again. First things first, appreciative to all of you lot tuned in. New month, new blessings. I hope April, which is the greatest month of any year, my birthday month, was amazing for you lot. And I hope May is doing better than, well, it's kicking off and it's going to be better than April was. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. Smash the like button now. Obviously, the first leg of the Champions League semi-finals have been drawn, and yeah, Arsenal lost. I mean, watching the game again, I think PSG pressed like piranhas. Their shape, the freedom within the framework of where their attacking players were here, there, and everywhere, summed up by not only the goal scorer Ousmane Dembele, but how he operated as a false nine. It was fantastic. Obviously, I didn't want to lose. Now, looking at Inter Milan against Barcelona, it was a crazy game. We saw 6 goals, people. We saw goals in the first minute. You know, lovely flick from Thuram, a masterclass from Lamine Yamal, who I've described for many a times as I genuinely believe he's the best player in the world. I genuinely believe that. Of course, he's 17. He's got a lot to work on. You know, he's played 100 times for Barcelona, and he put on a show to, you know, celebrate such. The man's amazing. What I looked at when I saw Inter Milan and Barcelona, and obviously PSG on reflection, not to be negative, but we're probably the most naive side at this point left in the Champions League. We're probably the type, not to say we haven't got quality, but in terms of collective mentality and collective individual brilliance, we've got the least of that. And I only mention that is because obviously you want to aspire to do what people have done. You want to be doing what City have done in the Premier League year in, year out. Congratulations to Liverpool, but City, well, Arsenal haven't got over the line, but they've been winning the war. You want to be mentioned like Real Madrid winning Arsenal would be nice to win it once, let alone 15 odd times, innit? And where I looked at Inter and Barcelona, of course, you know, if you concede 3 goals in a game, isolated to the semi-finals and the club you're playing against and all that kind of jazz, there's no way in hell Hansi Flick and Inzaghi are going to be happy. And it makes for an interesting game next Tuesday. But what I liked is reaction to adversity. We've heard Lamine Yamal, several Barcelona players, they say when we go a goal down or 2, we believe we can get in it. And you saw it. And it's one thing talking about their experience and their star players. You're seeing Garcia come in. They've got injuries with Balde, you know, makeshift left backs, random academy left backs, you know, random in-game management from to put Martinez in Hansi Flick's case over there. And that's what we've got to do. But, you know, the belief from Inter Milan that they could score, both teams probably could have scored more. I did think when Barcelona went a goal down, they reacted very well. And then obviously they conceded a second. But, you know, I do think they controlled proceedings, really. You know, obviously with the way Hansi Flick plays with that high line, and obviously with the wing backs, which was terrific to watch, Inter Milan always going to get opportunities there. So, yeah, it was a great game. But, you know, we can't talk about the final until we overcome the 1-goal deficit against PSG, which is another stage, people. And it's a final you might as well try. But, you know, you look at Inter, you look at Barca with Yamal. I probably think it's destiny Barcelona win this. Obviously, Luis Enrique's Paris Saint-Germain. I did say I either think it's going to be an El Clasico final once upon a time in the champs, or I think it's going to be PSG against Barcelona just because of the history that Luis Enrique has with them. So, yeah, man, we switch our attentions to Bournemouth anyways. Normally, I'm all for resting players, and I still believe and maintain an element that players need to be rested and things of that ilk. But I'll be honest with you, none of our players could be tired on Tuesday. Unless your name's Lewis Skelly, Marino, Rice, the 2 centre-halves, no one could be tired. We need to build momentum. You don't need to go out there and play Bournemouth. And I understand the need to rest players and things like that. But if we think of a hypothetical world which doesn't exist in this current reality, if we were still in a realistic title fight, like there's a point that separates Arsenal and Liverpool, and you've got the 2 games against PSG in the semi-finals, and you've got Bournemouth at the weekend. We will be doing a watch-along sandwiched in between. And there was a, you know, the Champions League is one thing, but there was a realistic chance of winning the Prem. We all know we need depth and the squad and all of that kind of stuff so that you can rest players. But if this Bournemouth game on Saturday was a must-win, like Liverpool have slipped up midweek in the Prem, we win this, we make some ground. I very much doubt any Arsenal fan is saying to rest players and not go with the strongest team. And I know that's not the reality, but if you would say yes to that, then what's stopping them going out there now? Obviously, there needs to be rotation. I would personally take Saka out, take Timber out, if I, in particular, keep their legs kind of fresh, provide some minutes to White. That doesn't mean these guys are going to play no minutes, but you get the point, people. Smash the like button if you haven't. Yalmao is quality, bro. Martinelli, Yalmao, blasphemous shouts, man. TC, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Hyper, one love. Yusuf, one love. Durban Poison, forgive me for mispronunciation. Big up DG, love your shows. Appreciate that, man. Just need to find about 4,000 of you or something like that feel the same way and we get to 70k. Fabrizio reported Conde will be out for 3 weeks. I back them to be able to get on with it, man. They get on with it. They're Barcelona. They're going to get on with it. It's just obviously tactics, individual brilliance, fine margins. All of these kind of things play a part, of course. But then to a degree, especially where you get to knock out competition, surely it's just about mentality, believing you can get the job done and just doing it, regardless of if you've got a 17-year-old out there, a seasoned veteran out there, and the ability to manage your emotions. Hansi Flick didn't get too animated when they were losing. Likewise, when they were winning, the same with Inzaghi. In fact, the game just became a Yao praise session. You can't have watched that game and not be wowed. And I'm not saying he's Lionel Messi, he's this, he's that, the other, but generally, I wasn't around, but I'm sure those of you that are old enough, if you've seen Pele, Maradona, this one, that one, the third, you always say, we're never going to see a player like this. Now, I'm not comparing the players, but then Yamal spawned out of nowhere, and he actually could learn to score more goals, but his catalogue is heavy at 17 years of age. The Euros is one thing. Every, numerous El Clasicos, the Euros, you saw it yesterday. It is what it is, and look what he's doing to good players. Like, I don't think DeMarco had a bad game, but Yalmao can do step overs. He can take you down the flanks. He can play inside. He's got that annoying thing that those footballers have, in that when they're dribbling, they make you think that you can nick the ball off them. Then they're shifting it. One thing I think is very underrated where you look at Yalmao, of course, when you're, when you look at his qualities, I think better yet, there's two things that are underrated. I feel his strength, because even when he was playing in Barcelona's youth, he's very, obviously you still see he's a young man growing into his body, but he's very strong, very strong. Even the build up to, was it Barcelona's first, where him and Conde kind of ran into each other and he used good core strength. And you probably didn't see it as much yesterday per se, but he's got a very good eye for a pass, a very Cesc Fabregas-y, a very, well, to be fair, his former coach, Xavi, would be happy with some of the passes. Yalmao's got it all, man. Obviously, there's going to be good or bad moments, but he's strong. He's obviously a high IQ player. There's variety in his game. He's only going to get better. And the main ingredient as well, and the most important, because we've kind of been on brand with it, psychologically, he doesn't get overruled when things are going bad. He doesn't get excited when things are going good for him. The way he talks, he's got that healthy arrogance. He's a lovely footballer. And I mean, if you're going to have that terrible hairstyle that he has, you have to show up, man. He did this thing. DG acting like he ain't old move, man. You move, mate. 30. I never got to see Maradona and all of that, but he's a star, man. He's a star, man. Best player in the world for me. I genuinely believe that. Of course, I'm probably a hypocrite because some of you that have been following me, the parameters that I might grade other players wouldn't be the same, but there's exceptions to the rule. And every now and again, once in a generation, you see a player and you're just like, he just see it. Yamal's got it all, man. And, you look at this Barcelona current system with Hansi Flick, obviously, Rafinha's played centrally, he's played off the left, Yamal's on the right, but there's no realistic reason why Yamal couldn't do the typical Rafinha role I've seen as a non-Barca fan. I don't see no reason why he couldn't have a floating role in the 10 and whatnot. The sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. Whichever scout suggested Yalmao to Barcelona, they're absolutely living. And gotta remember, Inter Milan now. It overshadows it. But what a goal that was from Thuram as well. It was a fantastic game. And even when you look at the amount of distance both teams covered, you wouldn't have Mkhitaryan did nothing. Nothing of note. But if you go and look at the distance, him and Barella went through a lot. And obviously, it'll probably feel like if this was a league game and it ended 3-3, it probably would have felt like, I would imagine, if I was an Inter Milan player, 2 points dropped. And then Barcelona, it's like a point gain type of thing. But It's cliche, but if you offered both teams a draw, maybe they would have taken it. Now going to the San Siro is a completely different beast. We're gonna have to see how both teams approach it. Are they gonna just go for it? You know, are Inter gonna be conservative? And Inter's form has hit a bit of a buffer recently, and you wouldn't have seen that with the performance. Likewise, you could force it, but you could also say that with Paris Saint-Germain. But this is elite sport, man. Like you can't rule out Barca. They're a magic club. They just got that magic about them. They've got Yalma. They got other players. And again, big up to you. Look, that was part of my watch along. Even when when it was 1-0, when they were 1-0 down, or better yet, 2-0, they probably could have scored 4 goals in 4 minutes. How many times did I sit there and say they're missing Lewandowski? Because there was a number of balls floated into the box. Jan Sommer did well, but you thought they're food and drink for a striker. They wouldn't be Lewandowski's most important. Well, they wouldn't be his most glamorous goals, but they'd probably be his most important. I took a pic with Partey and told him it's his fault. That's a bit sneaky. How can it be his fault? I'm not an idiot. People get suspended 100%. But how is it his fault in the second leg? He's irrelevant to the second leg. We knew for a week or over a week that he wouldn't be playing there. Of course, the absence is felt. But then you could caveat that and say that's the club's fault, because in the summer, we didn't do what we needed to do. In January, we didn't do what we needed to do. Of course, Partey has to hold his hands up in the first leg for losing his head and whatnot. But, you know, if we had Jorginho, it might be something different. And again, for me, Partey is irrelevant to the first leg against PSG because he never played. Like, is he the reason Mikel Arteta took 80 minutes to pull off Timber and took 85, 90 minutes to bring on Wanyeri? Or for our team players out there with the shape to be poor? Or the same old players that we keep saying week in, week out are giving us some level of performance? The Rayas, the Lewis Skelly's currently coming into the team, Kivio, Saliba, Timber, Declan Rice. Marino wasn't glamorous by any stretch of the imagination, but did it? Is it his fault Martinelli and Trossard missed tappings, essentially? Or we really created nothing? I don't think so. We're probably fortunate that we didn't concede a penalty. My point being is we can't just blame anyone. We're all in this. There's all different factors. I think it's a very basic way of thinking about stuff. If Thomas is just going to get blamed, man. You don't need to ban people. Whoever said Martinelli Yalmao needs a timeout. Yalmao in the San Siro could be an all-time performance. And it's his temperament, man. It just seems like he's having a kick about with the lads, man. Peckham, appreciate you, man. I was at the match. Saliba looked to me like he's missing Gabriel. Too much sideways play. Saliba to Raya and back to Lewis Skelly. Should have been in the middle and play Tierney in his position on the left. I hear it, man. But then in hindsight, I'm at the thing now. Like in game, I know there's cons with it, but could you have thrown on Zinchenko in the 10? Could you have put Zinchenko? I think if you was going to see Lewis Skelly play in midfield, you probably would have seen Zinchenko stay on the left, and we all know the problems that comes with it, but Arteta is going to keep it where it is. And I'd say with that game, what annoys me is two things. We've got no given right to beat PSG, but we're in the semi-finals. It's our first big game in 16 years. If you lose to PSG, it's disappointing, but fair enough, but have no regrets. How many regrets is the manager and the players going to have? One thing you could say, I think Arsenal get a lot more praise in Europe with, obviously we ain't one stuff, and I'm not saying we're the bee's knees, but in terms of where we've gone, the defensive stuff, all that kind of stuff, I think the European narrative around us is a lot better. You didn't show them anything. They're going to be overrated. The one thing Arsenal have had in the Champions League and in general, and even to the point last year we was mocked for it, is being good defensively. Low blocks, deep blocks, 2 banks of 4, whatever you want to call it. There's too much space. You can't do that against PSG. Kvaratskhelia, I think, statistically didn't complete any of his take-ons. This is why the eye test is great. It was a fantastic watching it again, man. Like, Luis Enrique is I think that is what Arteta wants to play in an ideal world. But unfortunately, the difference is they kind of are similar, but Luis Enrique understands, let me buy some drippy players every now and again, sort of thing. Smash the like button. So it's a learning curve. But the frustrating thing for me is, didn't put your best foot forward. It's the same couple of players that I think get it. There's too many regrets. And I think that game was on, as I keep saying, was on brand with what I believe is 9 times out of 10 what we see negatively in the Premier League. We know it's a semi-finals. We know it's the only trophy. In theory, Arsenal could win. Park that off for a second and just allow me to humor you. Mikel Arteta having a way of playing, how he wants to go about it, what he wants to do, going out there and just sticking to that, in game. Too many things have to go right. When there's a spanner in the works, he's not changing things. Pulled off to Timber was watching the game again. Timber looked knackered even at the beginning. Took 80 minutes to bring on Ben White. Don't know what Wanyeri is expected to do in 5 minutes. Yes, it could have made the manager look like a genius because he did play in Martinelli, but that's on brand with Mikel Arteta's in-game management and being flexible in that regards. Luis Enrique is winning and actually got us living dangerously. He's being proactive in that. Trossard and Martinelli missing tappings, couple of players not being there, and we're moving other players around, and you can see that. You can see that really and truly. Whether it's Marino getting a little bit of form up front, obviously the absences of Jorginho, Marino, of Jorginho and Partey is obviously felt. Again, we can't go back in time, but it goes back to the summer in January. I wouldn't say brain fart because it was great from a Paris Saint-Germain perspective. I think 25, 26, 27 passes. Dembele's basically created his own goal. Kvaratskhelia done well. People are not following runners. People are not looking over their shoulders. People are over covering. The one you might not be able to match PSG on the ball or player for player have talent, but you can make it difficult for them, and you didn't do that. You're going to have to live with that regret. And as I always say, you lot of professional footballers, bro. People can say what they want about our football club. Some of these players have been playing for us when it was darker times. These are first world problems. You know, we're still unhappy, but you're there playing PSG and that. Some of you will never play for Arsenal in the semi-final in the Champions League again. Some of you will never play in the Champions League again. And a football career is short. I've been an Arsenal fan for 30 years, and by God's grace, I'll be here until the day I die. You lot are not going to be Arsenal players or top club players or playing games like that. Have no regrets, and above all, enjoy it. Man, I didn't enjoy that. There's no protagonist. I don't want to keep making it about the captain, anonymous, which has been the case. Now we're to the stage. I don't think Odegaard's going to get dropped. Like I've been saying, I think too much football stuff is too white and black in it. I think Odegaard's a fucking good player, but he's in some terrible form right now, and we can't afford to carry people. Look at Inter Milan. Nobody was being carried. PSG, nobody was being carried. Barcelona, somewhat of a exaggeration, but depleted Barcelona side. Eric Garcia, who's fucking pony, standing up to be counted. We're carrying too many people. And it's got to the point, like, if this was bad form, yeah, and Odegaard's been playing like this as he's been in the team, I feel, and maybe a bit reactionary after PSG, it's gone there. Something needs to change. I'm not even saying Zinchenko's the answer, but do you go there? Do you blood Wanyeri in the 10? Because I think he needs to learn off the ball how to play centrally. We all know these kind of creative players, maybe more so Wenger, they always used to start out wide. Is it give him an opportunity? Because we're carrying people. Too many people are being carried. So here's where it is. But you lot, the players, you lot will be disappointed. It's the Champions League. And you're not guaranteed to win anything. What you need to do is put your best foot forward, man. Unfortunately, you didn't do that. You showed the inability to do that. So you have to hold that, man. And that's the annoying thing. I don't know what it is. And I'm not saying the players went out there to play poor on purpose. I'm not an idiot. I don't think there's a single team of any players that want to go out there and not win and all of those things. But it weren't inspiring. I hear, I find it a bit funny, the press are doing this whole thing about the Arsenal atmosphere. Yeah, maybe it could have been better. There was rumblings about that with Crystal Palace. And I know we've had some good times at the Emirates where it's been rocking, but generally we've never been known as that club. Definitely since we've moved to the Emirates, we've never been known as this rocking and all of this. And I know we ain't won anything, but you look at the top 6 record, we've pulled off 1-2 games and whatnot. So how much does the fans play a part? Of course, the players need to give fans energy. The fans need to give players energy. But at the end of the day, if the players did the job on the pitch and gave the fans something to get behind, great. The tifo was horrible. We know that. But again, we're not known as a club like that. End of the day, it's what you do on a football field. Obviously, the fans give you energy, and you saw Yalmao doing all of that. But once you're on that football pitch, it's just you against the other opposition. I'd love to speak to professional footballers. Obviously, there's thousands of people in the ground, but at the end of the day, once you're playing, you've got a job to do. How much are you have to have like a tunnel vision thing. So I feel in many ways that game summed up our season where we've dropped points, but it's all a learning curve because, again, I'm not trying to be positive for no reason. There is no positivity, but we all know, provided, God forbid, that we go out against PSG, we all know that there's a lot of dishonesty with Arsenal content creators, Arsenal pundits, Arsenal journalists, and how the way our club's spoken about. It's a mixed bag. In truth, it is a mixed bag. You can be a bit more positive or negative, but it is a mixed bag. You cannot make out everything is all great and it's all hunky-dory. You definitely can't make out everything's terrible. The issue is getting over the line. Another season where it looks having an inability to do that. 2 semi-finals, shoddy performance in the FA Cup, abysmal performance in the Premier League under the premise of trying to win the Premier League trophy. Yeah, there was injuries and other teams would have probably fallen off more. That's great, but we're not trying to be like other teams. We're trying to do what City have done, what Liverpool have done, Champions League, what the numerous winners have done. There's no point saying, oh, look at this, look at that, and the third. Once again, we've unfortunately shot ourselves in the foot. We have, on and off the field. The season was always going to, maybe, I won't say play out, because I couldn't see two semi-finals, well, a Champions League semi-final. But you have to start as you mean to go on. When you have a summer like that, when you don't react in January, you're just then you're reliant on a couple of players, you know, to a degree, Martinelli and Trossard finding their feet, Marino, purple patch up front. You're relying on that. And how far does that go? It's what we've known. I'm not asking everyone to be amazing for 38 games and all the other comps, but that's just not how life works. There's not enough players in the middle and final third that show us that level of consistency that a young 18-year-old in Lewis Skelly has shown. Typically Magalhaes. I know Saliba's been up and down by his own standards, but him, Timber, Raya, you get the point. It's the usual suspects, and you cannot have a team like that and expect to achieve anything, you know. These lot are the ones going to be disappointed. The technically not the owner, but the owner, Josh Kroenke. We all saw his comments last May. We all saw what the captain Martin Odegaard said last May against Everton, and we all know what Mikel Arteta has said, didn't it? So you lot have fumbled it, because again, last year when we went out to Bayern, which was an improvement on getting battered by Bayern, and we have got better in the Champions League. That's probably been our cleanest set of runs. You know what came out via the mouthpieces that we all know, players with X factor, this, that, and the other. I'll be shameless and say Sterling's got X factor, but that's a myth. If nothing changes, nothing changes. FA Cup shouldn't have went out. Congratulations to Man United. At the time, they showed mentality, they got it done. But once it goes to, it shouldn't have went to penalties. Once it goes to penalties, it's a straight shootout. It is what it is in that regard. Should have killed it in game. There's an inability when it's crunch time to do it. Of course, there's occasions when it's crunch time and we've done it, but on a consistent basis, unfortunately, that evades this football club. Nobody, you know, on the face of it, you lost to the eventual winners in Newcastle. We all know those two legs against Newcastle, especially the away leg, abysmal. PSG, cool. You could, you know, we probably should have lost a bit more. It could have been better. It could have been worse. I don't think we was as out of the game as the reports are making up, but we were under the cosh. We looked shell-shocked. Mentality, individually, there was question marks, and we had no answers tactically for what Enrique had. And in terms of our own tactics, also extend that to the manager. And yeah, you could look, the league has been poor. City are behind us in the table. They've been top for more days. Liverpool obviously have been top the most and they've won the league, but it's abysmal. So it's a case of what if. There's I think we do have a good team. We've got a good manager. I'm not saying he shouldn't get sacked or should get sacked or anything, but I think the question for Arteta, you're a good manager. Are you a winning manager? Every year you don't get over the line. Questions. And it might happen this year, it might happen next year, it might happen the year after, because certain people are saying you need to get over the line now. Every year you don't, the question gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I think he's got a lot of faults. I don't think he's perfect, but we have improved. We don't need to make out everything is shit at the football club. The only issue is an inability to get over the line and certain self-inflicting errors that we're doing on and off the field. Recruitment, tactical flexibility, relying on certain players, sheer squad size, etc. And if you don't pattern up, other teams are it's like I'm not being doom or gloom, but United are going to get their ship together one day. People couldn't see us getting our ship together. Like I said, there's first world problems. We're getting mocked for not winning leagues. We're getting mocked for drawing. And I'm not praising that. That just shows the progress. Everybody that's a top team that's not doing what they're doing, Spurs are not a top team. They're going to get that together. This is the Premier League. And you got a couple of ones that are jumping. You wait till Newcastle are able to be able to mix and blend with the PSR. Hot take. What's it? 2025. By 2035, Newcastle would have won I don't know about champs, but they would have won a Premier League title. They're a problem to all the traditional top six. Why the hell do you think these PSR rules are there anyways? It's to cripple the Aston Villas, the Newcastles. I'm just throwing teams out there, Brentford and Brighton, if they ever wanted to say, yeah, we've been in the Prem couple years now, let's start kicking on. It's to cripple them and keep, quote unquote, the traditional top 4, top 5, top 6, you know, whatever. So it is what it is, man. All right, Rants, big up yourself for the raid, my killie. Come on. Tomorrow. Wait, is it tomorrow? Is it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Well, tomorrow, Friday, we go again, man. Big up Rants for the raid. My guy, man. My guy. Yalmao, bro. Yalmao's a GOAT already. I'm world class already. One of the best ever I've seen in my 30 years already. Best player in the world already. I stand by it. I'll hold all the corn you got for me. I genuinely believe that. I think the man's sick. I think he's nang. I think he's cold. Some people try to be footballers. And I think every now and again, God just blesses us with the sport that we love. God just gives us a footballer. Like you, Yamal, when you was in your mother's womb, you was always going to be a footballer. I don't think you would have done anything else. He looks like them. What's that game, man? I said it yesterday. What's that game I used to play with my friends, man? Like, and you play. It's on FIFA. You can control one player, or sometimes you can control like what's it called? Like pro clubs. He looks like a pro club character. He's like if you played a video game and you maxed out all the stats and you got crazy hair in the armband, like he's cold. Is he technically the best player to come out of La Masia? You can obviously it's Lionel Messi, but Bandulu him in it, like got him from Argentina. So yeah, Arteta has bailed out by players. It's high time Arteta needs to learn. It's the same old, in that we're a good team, but we need to be able to become a great team. I'm not necessarily happy about what Arsenal are good at. Take the good and make it great. The evident shortcomings at this football club that are unacceptable, if you want to use that word, make that a good or great standard, and we should be better as a team. You lot told me I was mad for saying, oh, look at the statistics, DG. What do you mean we're not as good defensively as we were? And I said, yeah, I expect we are one of the best defensive teams in Europe and in the Premier League. But I don't feel we are at the same level as we was last season. That isn't just traditional defending. I think collectively throughout the team, there's more brain farts, like individual errors. There's more, those goals where it's a sequence of errors, like a striker might not press, someone might not follow a runner. People are not dropping back. There's too much of that. When I say defend, I'm talking about the whole team. Last year, I saw a hunger. I'm exaggerating, but Kai Havertz might be playing up front. You can see that they're breaking down their left hand side, their right. He might just bust a gut, make a tackle, and keep it moving. I don't quite see that. In an ideal world, I know it's not as white and black as this, but you take how we was defensively last year. You take the attacking style from the year before that. So the first year we went for the title where Saliba got injured. You merge that together, work on what you need to work on, and we're moving. Recruitment in terms of quality and in terms of depth, them things there are absolutely vital to what we're doing as a football club. But it's also about improving the players that we have, taking the good ones and making them great, cutting the passengers. And Arteta needs to find ways, because I do feel we don't have 13 draws if you have a Gyökeres and a Nico Williams. I think clinical players, they can bail you out 1-2 times. You can see it with Liverpool this year. They haven't been. I'm not even throwing shade. I've seen Wenger, Ferguson, Klopp, Conte, Jose, this one, that one. They've all won titles. I guarantee if you ask them and the players, or the managers, better yet, how many games across a 38-game season do you think we were just shit, the tactics or whatever, and the players bailed us out? It's probably a decent amount. That's how you win trophies. That's how you win stuff. That's how Real Madrid have been bailed out in the Champions League. But it's also tactically. I think we would. But you're extremely naive, in my opinion, if you think whatever dream front three Arsenal fans you lot want, let's just stick on task with the two names I said, which is Nico Williams on the left, Gyökeres through the middle, and obviously Saka on the right. We should score more goals. We should feel a lot more bullish. But you lot have been criticizing our ability to break down low blocks, right? And our attacking play. If you buy flat pack from IKEA, someone's got to put it together. My point being, there's a lot Arteta has to arrest in terms of the low block. And for me, obviously, no two seasons are alike and all of these things for no club. But genuinely, Arsenal fans, be honest with yourselves, bro. Is there anything you've seen this season negatively? Because we're only speaking about the negative so we can get to the next level, innit? Is there anything that you've learned this season that you didn't know was there last year? I think I'm open to suggestions, but it's fair to say there was question marks around certain players' consistencies, around certain relationships in midfield, around the depth up front and in midfield, around goal scorers, around in-game tactics, around the sheer size of the squad and the ability to get over the line. These were all things that were there last year at several points. No? And game management and all that stuff. They were there, weren't they? Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe. As I said, I'm not here to be no oracle, and I'm just a fan of football first, my club second. Those of you self-proclaimed football purists. I'm not saying I'm right, but this is genuinely what I see, people. Again, this is a safe space. Big up Rants for the raid, man. I need to get a following like this, man. Look at that. Rance's army is heavy still. I watch Rance's content in it, but he was pissing me off with some of them thumbnails when Arsenal went out, man. Not you and Dave, nasty. That what did they do? 100 gorillas or whatever. Bilbao, drop something for me, man. Drop 150 million for Rodrygo. I'm not gonna lie, unpopular opinion. And we'll get into the news in a bit. We get Rodrygo. Odegaard is dark still. Odegaard is dark for you. It's dark for you. Declan Rice, Partey / another midfielder. Odegaard, squad player settings. Rodrygo, you're going to play 10. Brazil stuff. Just name my stuff. Saka over there. Martinelli. Yeah, I'm trying. But that's also something we do. We've got players that would be good squad players. We make them regulars, or we try and live or die by their performances. We don't put people in there, like, I don't know the word, but we don't put people in the right job titles. We're the sort of club, we'll sign a squad player. He's a good squad player, and you all know you need a squad. Any one of you fans that support, because Rance has raided the stream, there's Arsenal fans, Man United, City. We've seen it with Jesus and Zinchenko. You've got the regulars, but then you have a man that might only get 10 starts or 20 games, bare sub appearances. Or like you look at Liverpool with Origi, he's a cult hero. He's definitely not a Liverpool legend and all of those things. But you look at when he might have only scored 5 goals across the season, but 4 of them might have been draws that have turned into victories, and 1 might be in a cup final. We always do stuff and then act like why we can't get over the line. Lack spark, flair, Cherky, bro, Doué, blood, Doué, Carrot Skeeler, Cherky. And anything that people tell me about work rate and things, this is irrelevant. The players got to want to do it, but it's dead. Look at Dembele. It was, as I said before, it was a full circle moment for Ousmane Dembele. If you remember when we beat PSG 2-0 at our place in the league phase, he was dropped for that because Enrique saying you're not buying into the new things that we're trying to do at the football club. Look at him now. He's obviously a quality player. He's taken to playing in the new role of false 9 well. You know, he's working his fucking ass off as well defensively. Same with Carrot Skeeler. So that just shows me there are players, or you can get players that have a technical level, got a bit of a chip on their shoulder, a bit of a swagger, but they're still on this. At the end of the day, you need that in the semi-finals. Like, we know we're not the best team in Europe, and we're on the verge of going out. Hopefully that's wrong. We know we ain't got the stars that PSG or Barca or Inter have. We know tactically they're probably stronger than us. But you do, you know, you need to have those players of individual brilliance that can just make something happen. Goals change games. It is what it is, man. Big up Rants for the raid. Who was Rants on with, by the way? You've been having no regrets since 05. Nah, I think we've got a lot of regrets. What was that, 05? You know who we bucked in the final, them said. Smash the likes. Let's hit 200 likes. Big ask for me. I don't think so, man. We ain't even got 100. Divided. You lot hate me on YouTube, man. You'll miss me when I'm gone, though. 85 likes. Arteta is defensive. Emre has full balance. Emre has freedom within a framework. Emre is on that micromanaging. My players need to stand here. I want to do all that football nerdy stuff. He does that. But then he also understands I need to adapt. And he also understands at the end of the day, you lot are good players. You're wavy. Let's make things happen. There's too much thinking for me anyways. And again, I ain't got my pro license. I don't understand football to, you know, the level of Arteta and all the managers. You know, people might not rate Ten Hag, for example, but the man clearly knows ball, innit? Might not understand ball to any of these guys' levels. But for me, I think Arteta, you've been scarred since the 2022-23 season. I'm sure the Saliba injury derailed us at our league campaign. You've gone the other way. And don't get twisted, that year's looked at, I think we needed to improve defensively because the first year we fought for the title, if you remember, the games were on knife edge. It'd be ones where we might start first half, we score 2 goals, blisteringly good. The other team, saying nothing. Second half, it's all mans to the pump. Ramsdale's making bare saves. So there was a correlation. And whatever people have to say, us improving defensively and having more of emphasis on that has made us better. Look at the top 6 record. Look at where we've, not that I'm happy about finishing second, but look where we are now. You beat Real Madrid. You're in the semi-finals. You actually improved against Bayern and let yourselves down. You need an element of that. But you've gone the other way now. You've gone from, we're probably too open to we're too defensive. And at the end of the day, you have to, it's cliche, but you have to have that balance. Naturally, you have to have balance. We all know that. You need to think about the opposition. But then, no matter how defensive you want to be, you have to put the ball in the back of the opposition's net. And if you don't kind of factor on that, then you need to, we ain't got PSG. Like, let's just assume Emre, I keep saying Emre, apologies. Enrique felt the same way Arteta did, and they managed the same way. To some degree, Luis Enrique is going to say, do you know what? At least I've got a Dembele, a Carrot Skeeler. These guys might smash it in from 30 yards, etc. That's why the Real Madrid game, for me, was an eye-opener to the most fans. Beyond the obvious and the fanfare I said it at the time and I'll say it again. In the ideal world, forget the fact that it was a quarterfinals and Real Madrid and all that stuff. That is how it feels like we want every game to go. In that, whatever we've planned off our own back, what we want to do, it's happening. The mentality, the fans rocking, is happening. All the little micromanaging, you know, Modric is going to be here, you need to stand there, that kind of thing. We've done that, and there's nothing random around it. There's no random spanners in the works. And then you've got the individual per se, quote-unquote, brilliance or something you can't account for with Rice slapping in 2 free kicks. That is how I think he wants it to go. But Rice isn't our magic, shouldn't be our magic kind of player. He's got that in him, but you know what I'm talking about. You need the Doués, you need the Omris, you need guys like that. But KK wasn't beating Timber, but he was just buying fouls all the time back to goal. Completely different from when Bacola was trying to take him on directly. Football, the banter's got a run in it. I don't think Timber had a terrible game, and I don't think Kvaratskhelia wasn't anything but amazing. This is what football is about. It's like DeMarco for Inter. He had a good game. Doesn't mean you was dead. Yamal's a tough test. I think what didn't help Timber and Lewis Skelly and a lot of us, there's too many gaps. There's too many gaps. Two men are pressing. They're obviously just going to pick that apart. We've got certain players are not showing enough courage because Raya, Saliba, they've got the ball. They're looking, who wants it? Nothing's going on. Raya is showing, big up Odegaard, innit? I'm not, this ain't a scapegoating thing, but Raya is showing more courage on the ball than you, Capitano. You're not pressing. You're getting bullied in 50-50s. You're not getting on the ball. You're not doing anything. There's nothing. You're not scoring. You're not assisting. Like, you're not doing anything. Like, pardon me, it's not just him, but this is the reality, bro. This is the reality. You can't have any passengers, football, sports watch-alongs. Where you been? You're normally here. I take all W's. Yeah, you look like you're finna rob me. You definitely got the beat down white Air Forces or black Air Forces on that. Done, no. Don't do no drills, man. DG, the midfield was so poor for pretty much majority of the game, especially the first half. Exactly. And again, small squad, there's probably elements of these lot running out of steam, man. Odegaard is holding bench. He ain't going to be benched in Paris, man. I don't even think I used to think Odegaard was cowardly. I don't even think you're cowardly. I just think you're a good youth. I just think you're a good youth. You're not the guy I'm not asking you to put the team on your back, but you're not the guy to do that. You're not showing courage, bro. Dex should be captain. I hear you, but I can't lie. If you've got any sort of leadership quality, show yourself in it, because one thing I like about football, we don't know if Odegaard's a leader off the field and why he was made captain, but you can see on the pitch who the leaders are. Forget what you're seeing in this current day. When Odegaard became the captain and we had Granit Xhaka, who was we saying, running jokes and saying was our captain? You can see the leaders at Arsenal, where even whether things go right or wrong, you know who the leaders are. More times, Jorginho's not even on the pitch and he's one of the leaders. We know what Magalhaes brings. We know what Timber does. We know Raya's tick. We know what Lewis Skelly's shown above all the technical ability, the courage. We know Rice. Somebody mentioned Rice. We know who the leaders are. It's mad, and we could have still got ripped with these players. They're injured and that, but genuinely, I think we do a lot better with Kai Havertz. I think we do a lot better with Gabriel Jesus, just because it means something to them. At least Jesus is going to put a shift in. Honestly, it could have. Again, this is why you need depth. A game like that, it's going to sound mad, but where it's just a fight and who wants it and courage and all that. Slap, and again, it makes me sick. Put Kai Havertz in Odegaard's role. Keep Moreno up front. Put Odegaard in Havertz's role. Just tweak 1-2 things and make it happen. But it's always the players that are not involved that would have made the difference. I'm not saying these lot are world beaters. This is just reality. I look at the tools my team has. Arsenal fans need to admit we don't have the tools to win the champs. You in the semis might as well try. The fans were pants. They might have been pants, but I'll be honest, man. Like, of all the things that I think should be analysed, with the praise to PSG and the commiserations to Arsenal, and it took us half an hour, 40 minutes to start playing. We had a good start to the second half, and this happened, and we should have conceded more. There's bare things on the field to review before I think, oh, the fans are not singing. The fans are not singing. We know Arsenal fans away from home are better. This is going to the field. North London forever, whatever, the weather, bro. We ain't got the mad youths. We need fat youths with no top on, Arsenal tattoos on the belly, drums making bare noise. We're never going to have that. My dream, beyond the obvious, is for Arsenal Football Club or the Emirates to be known in the same vein of like Anfield, like, you know what time it is at Anfield, Newcastle. There's bare other teams in the Championship or whatever. We're never going to be that, are we? And we've never been that. I ain't got time for that, bro. And any players that are looking around like, oh, I need the fans' energy. Dead. Because the difference with Barcelona, Yalmao is doing all of that, but man are doing things on the pitch for the fans to get behind. And obviously, Barca's a lot different to us, and there was a lot more calmness around them and whatnot. Is what it is. Because some of you have, since we've been on this trajectory, some of you have been here when the Emirates has been abysmal and you've won games. So why do you need that crap now? Why do you need that crap now? All you need is God, you know? All you need is God, first and foremost. Without God, we ain't got nothing. And then you look at your other 10 teammates if you're starting that game. You're going to war with them. And then, 12 if you include Arteta. That's the only people you need. If everyone's got each other, Might be able to beat up one gorilla. 100 man. Now I'm chatting, man. This reeks of last year's Champions League away match versus Bayern shit performance and deflating end of Champions League campaign. DG, your sadness is killing me. There's still a game in Paris. What have I been sad? Yeah, it is defo. You can laugh, but it's defo an improvement. We used to hold cricket scores against Bayern. Didn't quite went out, but didn't quite got to the semis this year. If I'm honest, one thing that I've been saying how the Parc de France. I've been saying all Champions League. I wouldn't want to play at the Parc de France, and we've seen the games with Liverpool over there, Villa over there, or the two ties against them. If I'm honest, over the two legs against Bayern last year, could have done better in the first leg. There was some silly mistakes, but first leg I thought, all right, cool, we did a thing, tried, cool. I think there was stage fright away from home. And I think even the round before that, against Porto, there was stage fright. Saying that, though, to be fair, we was at the Emirates in the second leg. Last time we was a goal down in the champs, in the knockout stages. Yeah, Martinelli would. Nah, I mean, you can run banter. Like, yes, Martinelli was finding. Him and Trossard were finding their feet. They were finding a bit of form. They still need to be. There's several people that need to be squad players. I like Marino. I'm not even getting at him. He's shown a lot of heart. That's a squad player. Martinelli, that's a squad player. I'm not saying they can't be sold. That's a squad player. Odegaard, you've been demoted. You're demoting yourself, if I'm honest. And there's a couple others. Club dropped the ball when it comes to attacking reinforcements. We have 6 left backs, so time to bring in some attacking players in the summer. Not gonna lie, our entire team is ish. Our entire club is ish, and we ain't gonna win ish. We might win ish, but I don't think we should. DG is right up there as one of the most humble Arsenal supporters. Got to rate that. There's a time and a place for banter and joking and whatnot. I don't know, man. People wouldn't agree, but I appreciate it. Someone tell me what Odegaard offers over Wanyeri that makes him so important other than game IQ. I can't even say he has better work rate over Ethan. The one that can make the change is Mikel Arteta. Yes, we know we're not top. Yes, Jay, I've said that. Like, I understand we're doing the banner, kiki, ha ha. But we actually going to speak about football, or we're just going to do nonsense? You can do other one. Just make sure, man, are hitting the like button. And are you even subscribed, Jay? Because you're here. And you support Juventus. Calm it down, bro. Calm it down. Calm it down. Yeah, you don't want nonsense. Let's do nonsense. Zinni can play there as well. Ethan, Trossard, there's options. I ain't feeling to see Trossard there, but. And I'm not even saying I want to see Zinni, but you have to try something. People always, one thing that pees me off with Arsenal fans is, oh my God, look at the bench. Who's Arteta meant to trust now? And he doesn't rate them in isolation. And generally, all of that stuff. Yeah, bro, we need a better bench. But at the end of the day, this is what you got. This is your squad. Every decision you've made since you've got your feet under the club for a while now, whether they've come from the academy, whether you bought them or not, everybody is there because you vouched for them. Just like Sterling, yeah, we made a shit show, and the fact that we bought Sterling on the last day, that weren't Arteta's first choice, that defo was an Edu's, but that's whatever you lot did or didn't do, that's where you're at. You've got to use the tools. You could have changed things, and the same reality happens, or it gets worse. But for me, at least I can say, all right, cool. You went about it differently because it feels like we do the same things, expecting different results. That's insanity. And not even forget Arsenal, but for you, Mikel Arteta, I'm sure you've got ambitions to be mentioned in the same kind of vein as Inzaghi and Hansi Flick and historically Carlo Ancelotti and all these guys that have won the champs or play in the latter stages. You've got to win the war against them, man. Because Enrique just showed you, like, keep everything calm. Don't try to do too much. I do think you're at that stage, Arteta, where it's just now about better players and playing football and stop overcomplicating the things that don't need to be overcomplicated, man. For me, I don't give a F what no man chats about our club. I mean, I'm 30 years of age, man. I'm trying to get to 70K subs, smash the like button, and I'm a champion of opinions, bro. I always say I don't tell you what to think. I'm more happy, and I do prefer when, like on my channel, I like the banter. If United or Liverpool or whatever, and these lot lose, we have a joke. When it's Arsenal's time, we have a joke. All of that. But I like to have proper football discussions. But if you don't, I do think some Arsenal fans want too much external validation. The only difference I would say is the media, because I think the media for all football clubs has a duty. They're not going to do it because it doesn't sell. Especially when you look at Arsenal and United. Arsenal and United fans need to stop biting on social media because we're probably both keeping a lot of companies' lights on and paying their bills. But that's the only thing I'd say. Who cares who don't like us? I think there's too much people trying to force opinions down other people. If you don't think that, cool, let ignorance be bliss, innit? Madness in it. Love your balanced view. Kia, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. You'd be surprised, man. For every you're not so deluded, you get the name deluded. It's like I know I was having a bit of a laugh and a joke with Rants last week, yeah. And by all means, if I'm chatting shit, I deserve to hold that in it. Is what it is. But one thing that annoyed me, I see a comment like, "Oh yeah, you was gassed that you beat them 2-0 in October." Where did I mention that? Don't slander me, man. And he really loves Barca. Who loves Barca? Hey, Jerry, appreciate you, man. Jerry Jesser, one love. The way Yamal uses his fake shot before he crosses to sell the defender is something I think our players should do as well. Such an effective skill, and defenders never see it coming. Another one, Hansi Flick, again, 98%. You lot are doing what I need you to do tactically. Luis Enrique the same, Inzaghi the same. The other, whatever, 2%, whatever, just about pass maths. You lot play ball, bro. You lot are smart enough. You lot are good enough. Go play ball, bro. You lot make magic happen. Lamine might win Ballon d'Or. He might, But then a week ago, it was all Rafinha. We miss Magalhaes still. We do. We miss a lot of players, but people get injured, bro. DG really goes through the chat. I rate it, like and subscribe. I mean, without you lot, what would be the point being live, man? Appreciative to having you lot here, man. Without you lot, it's dead. I have one ask though. We got 116 likes. Big up to you lot who've hit the like button so far. I know it's a big ask. Do you think we can get to 200? Do you think we can get to 200? Nico Williams is trash, DG. I don't think he's as exciting as people make out. I don't think he's worth 4. We'll go through all the tabloids and all that crap in a sec, people. But bring him, man. He can't be any worse than what we've got. And you know what? I'm not saying this will be the case, but there's how many players have people not been sure? And I'm not saying this will be the case, but I'm sure when Salah walked into Liverpool fans are going, oh, you know what? It went Chelsea flop. We went Roma and in Italy and that. What's going on there, Mane? I'm not really sure. When Newcastle signed Isaac for 80 odd million, the stats weren't really amazing. I'm not saying Nico Williams will have that, but it's either you buy evident quality for those rocket prices, which Arsenal are not going to buy 3, 4, 5 of those kind of players, or you do your research, and it is a gamble, but every sign is a gamble, but you take an educated gamble. I don't think I'm going to die if they don't sign Nico Williams. For me, I'm not on the ground at football, as you know, but it seems indecision is a decision, isn't it? I think one part of me, I think his first choice is to go Barca. I think his second choice is stay Bilbao. After that, I think it's free game. And I think he's, depending on what Barca do, how they mix and blend, what they're trying to do, it would all make sense in that regards, man. Exactly. And that's what football is. You got to change subs and make subs at the right time. Rafinha's cold, man. I think he was a bit quiet yesterday per se, but he was still involved. I was hitting my goals in Jan, Feb, bit of March. It's all gone backwards. All right, Slim, don't worry, man. Adversity is what happens. You're still winning the war. You had 2 good months, 1 dead month. That's 2-1 in your favor. In-game management, we got this, man. We got this, man. My goals, I'd say I'm 60-40. There's more to do. There's always more to do. I'd say last month, it's more doors being shut in my face, but I just look at it as adversity, man. And you do sit here and you're like, why? How? Like really? But you just have to keep going, man. That's all you can do, man. I think I'm in the lonely phase of my life, if I'm honest. I read too many books. DG Arteta is reminiscent of Xavi at Barca, same team but ceiling. Flick came and tweaked the thing. We need to let this man go and bring a master of the game. I mean, until Arteta progresses from being a good coach to a winning coach, that has to be something, man. I've no doubt we'll be rigid in France, but the question is, will the fluidness of the attack be replicated with Partey back in? Partey is a big boost to us, but I do think some fans are very naive of just saying we have Partey and it's a different story. We obviously look a lot better, and games are won and lost in attack and defense, and it's played in midfield. We'll obviously look a bit better, but you've got to score. And it's on brand, really, because what did we say on the stream yesterday? I said, obviously, if we go there, well, I've been speaking about the mentality, but I said, if we go there, it's 1-0 on aggregate, right? What? Let's say it becomes 2-0 on aggregate, so 1-0 on the night. I don't want you lot to panic. I don't even want you lot to panic if it's 89 minutes and you haven't scored. This is where you see the mentality. So that's the sort of things I'm looking at, man. Nico Williams' wages are insane. I mean, if he wants 400k a week, forget safe. Forget all of that. I can't lie. I want to see Martinelli play left back. I can't lie. I was screaming that against PSG on the lowest of keys. On the lowest of keys. Doué's cold, man. True, DG, we have gone backwards. The Champions League is covering up a poor season. I hope it covers it up because it means we win something. But yeah, it's live with Monts. I shout out Monts as well. I can't lie, I even hate the squad player term. I just want a team of serious ballers just competing for every starting position. That's true, and I hear that, and that should be a thing. But realistically, you're not gonna have 2 Sackers, 2 Timbers, 2 Salibas, 2 Gabriels, 2 fucking hell. If we had 3 Declan Rices in midfield, would do boy, it'd be right. You're not gonna have that. But it needs to, for me, I think we need reliable players. I think there's when you need that. You might not be able to replace. We might not bring in someone better than Thomas Partey, but let's say Thomas Partey is up here, which is high level, yeah, and you get someone here, which is still a high level but calm, bro. That's cool. It's gone from there. And to be fair, of the 3 regular midfielders, Odegaard's been the one struggling this season. I do think he's not fully fit. I do think he's gonna have ankle surgery, but that please don't misquote me and think that's an excuse, because at the end of the day, you've been playing for a hot second, and if it truly was that bad that you can't play, you wouldn't play. So I commend you for that, but and you need to just, bro, come on, Martin. Sorry, people, I feel like the game's still on. Bro, I'm just asking you to pass the ball, get on the ball, just do something, bro. Anything. People still catching up on Yamal being the best in the world. Boy, anytime you're on Fam Zone TV, make sure you're subscribing. Hey, get at them. Because remember, they tried to gaslight, man. Like the thing sneaky watching is nasty. I'm glad you mentioned the press with, bro. The press was, again, Vitaya said it, Enrique said it. I thought of it. I went into this game. Of course, there's going to be moments, yeah, where PSG are going to have to defend without the ball. We're going to have to show, this is going into the first leg. PSG are going to have to show some quality without the ball defensively and be under the cosh. We're going to have to show something about us with it. But I would have said, or my approach to the game isn't to say we should counterattack, we should sit back, we should do this, we should do that. I just genuinely thought, based on what, if you go, and we covered it, the way Vitaya was speaking and a tactical insight and the way Luis Enrique was, all right, cool, you're not going to be better than us with the ball. But the one thing I thought is, Arsenal were quite historically, in the last few years, we've been quite a stubborn unit to break down. That weren't there. 3 minutes in. And of course, okay, cool. You could say, like with Barcelona, they conceded in 30 seconds. Cool, that's a fuck up. It's an L. Mistakes happen. I get very upset about mistakes on a football pitch, but people are human. Things happen. Keep it moving. There was bare mistakes in the game yesterday. It was great for the neutrals. You think Hansi Flick and Inzaghi, now that it's calmed down, you think there's not bare mistakes? There's been 6 goals. Great defense like Inter. Great goal scorers like Barca. You can see too much. And even when you hear Kubasi, and going back to what I said, standing up, bro, they've got bare kids out there. Wanjeri is an exception. Other than that, we have had a bench of kids, which is true. But I've got no sympathy for the club. I've got sympathy for the players. I've got sympathy for the fans. I don't have any sympathy for anybody at Arsenal Football Club that has anything close to a say in recruitment. Maybe some people, were wrong for that and right for this, but this is something we've been saying for the last couple of years. This is something I got hammered for on social media and YouTube for saying in the summer. We didn't bring in the game changers into the immediate 11. So maybe that quote-unquote Partey replacement before he needs replacing, a left winger, a striker. We didn't do anything. I like Calafiori. You're not in the starting 11 right now. Raheem Sterling, Yardman, horrible. Horrible signing. No real energy. You're a second-choice keeper, but still, you didn't get Garcia, which was your first-choice target. I've got no sympathy. Because even if we've said this before, even if everybody was fit, we still have a small squad. The manager has said on at least 3 occasions last year, we've got a squad of 19. Even if I assume that is the case, in which obviously MLS and Wanjeri have come in, even if I assume that's the case, yeah, and we was to just plot those 19 names on the list, how many are durable? Not that many. And injuries happen. Had the club of addressed all the areas and the injury thing still happened this year, I would say, fair enough, because you practically tried to fight against a problem. We knew this could be something. We've seen what one injury could do with Saliba. We remember last year, we still missed Tomiyasu, Timber, and Thomas Partey until especially Partey until the last running. So we've seen it. We've seen Chelsea and Liverpool seasons be derailed and fall off a cliff because of massive injuries. You don't always have to learn from your own mistakes. You can learn from others. And I do think there was a bit of a remit to sell. And when you get beyond the fact that, we did okay in the Champions League last year, we missed out by a point or 2 in the Premier League and the bullish chat. I think that got fans excited. But then when you look at it, the summer was a mess. There was too many chefs spoiling the pot. And there was clearly more of an emphasis on outgoings and clearly an element of complacency and assuming that, we're never going to get mad injuries. The squad's going to stay fit. Those that are in great form are just going to get better. Players that are lacking form are going to get back in, and that's a great outlook. But you also have to mitigate against risks. There's mix and blends. The players that might help you win a game on a Tuesday, they might, be the villains on the weekend. We didn't put our best foot forward. But that's the thing. We go through nice runs of form. This is why I'm all on analysis. Because you look for a 38-game season. Throughout the season, you're going to get what you deserve. But we all know football's a weird game. Sometimes your team's going to play amazing and lose, play shit and win, draw when they need more or less. Throughout the season, you're going to get what you deserve. 13 draws is unacceptable, whatever way you shape it. Yeah, there's been red cards and ref decisions and all of that, and that's played an element. But there's also 13 draws, bro. So that it can't all be that. And even for me, I look at, there's 3 draws that come to mind in particular. In fact, 4. The one I ain't got no energy for the club is City away. Fair enough. All right, cool. The 2 against Brighton, should have won those games. 2-0 up against Aston Villa, you should have won that. It was a bit of a bitter pill to... Very lucky you didn't lose to United, actually. So again, starting games well at their place. Liverpool, bitter pill to swallow. And that was, again, game management, because I remember a lot of our fans were getting at like when we played Liverpool at the Emirates, a lot of our fans were getting at our team saying, oh, they're being a bit conservative and this, that, and the other. If you go and watch that game goal again, the one time we gambled, Trent, Darwin Núñez, Mohamed Salah, it's 1-1. Pedro Neto scored a screamer at Stamford Bridge. But you remember the build-up to that. So there's been that kind of element. So yeah, man, if nothing changes, nothing changes. DG get wham and this channel will bang. You're a fool. Timber got laid to rest. Should have been a pen. Nasty agendas. But yeah, the press was dead. The shape was dead. The individual battles was dead. There's too many gaps. You're not showing enough courage. You can't do any of that. You can't do these things that I've said in a Champions League semi-final and expect to get anything. The one saving grace, realistically, is that it should have been 3-4-5. And I hope that we obviously overcome PSG. They look back and said, you know what, we should have killed them when they had the chance. How many times have we seen that? How many times? I'm sure Spurs, did Spurs play City the year they won? They definitely didn't win the champs. The year Spurs got to the final against Liverpool, which thank the Lord they lost. Did they play City? Because if they did, I'm sure in the first leg there was bare chances. And how many times have we seen with Real Madrid? You've got to kill teams, bro. You've got to kill teams. Of course, I want Arsenal to win the tie, but even if we don't go through, they must display a better performance and score some goals. There you have it. I can't lie, Odegaard has one half to redeem himself. Otherwise, sub him at the start of the second. But once we go out, if we go out, God forbid, pardon me, if we don't go through to the next round of the champs, Odegaard demotion to the bench. You might as well let Wanyeri in what's left of this season get some experience in that 10 role. They might be rubbish, but Jesus has been to a Champions League final. The man's a fighter. You don't have to think he's the guy, but we can't sit here and act like we didn't need players that try things. And if anything, in the last years or so, in the last year or two since we've been back in the champs, Gabriel Jesus has played a lot better in the Champions League. Kai Havertz is a Champions League winner. Kai would have helped us with the press. We're going long to Trossard, which is not making sense. You know, to be fair, you'd be damned if you do, damned if you don't. Do you put Marino in midfield and Kai's up front, or do you put Kai in midfield and then my man? It's a game for Kai, just because I think Kai shouldn't have been bought. I've said this before. Shouldn't have bought Kai Havertz. Not my kind of cup of tea, but end of the day, he's here now. There's no point doing the most. He's a lot more vital, and this is probably damning on the club. Again, I can't blame. I can criticize and praise Kai Havertz. Nobody put a gun to anyone's head to sign this guy, to put him on bare money, to think he could be the 8, and then he could be the striker and not sign a striker last summer. When I look at Kai Havertz, are you more of a match winner than some of your attacking colleagues? 100%. Are you more consistent than a lot of your colleagues? 1,000,000%. Do I think we could have done with you? Yes, I would rather go long to Kai Havertz than obviously with Trossard. And one thing I'll give Kai is I think his strengths are off the ball. I think he's horrible on it. I think he's absolutely pony off it. And again, once we start talking about this kind of language, you know where my thoughts are with the player. But quote unquote, he's going to put in a shift. He's going to be a bit of a shithouser. There is going to be a bit more about him. They might have not done nothing, but yeah, man. Blaming the big up Shane Gooner, man. The fans is crazy. Like, the fans got no relevance. Honestly, I play Wanyeri over Odegaard. He's been a passenger this season. We were just crap, bro. This fan stuff is tired. Paris will be a cauldron next week. The players need to find a way regardless. The type of players we go for is the core of the disease. We don't go for the Elises. We go for the Jared Bowens. I wish we went for Jared, but Bowen would be needed. Either one, man. Nothing wrong with tourism. Fans are welcome. How It's not making sense. That's how you know. If you're just blaming Partey, who never played, I can't lie. I think it's quite stupid. The man wasn't there. People get suspended. People get injured. I'm not. Partey's an idiot for getting that yellow card. But how? How? Did we have enough out there, regardless of Partey, to give a better account of ourselves? Yes, we did. How can a man that didn't play cost us the game? How? 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 It's not making sense. Arteta has not changed a thing all season. What makes us think he's going to change now? He's not. But if you can be in the semi-finals, a goal down at home in the biggest game in Arsenal's history in the most recent 16 to 20 years. Well, yeah, 16 to 20 years. And you're waiting to the 80th minute to make subs. You're either very naive or you don't feel enough pressure. Partey does make a big difference, and 100%. I'm not negating that, but then that's what you're saying. Rahel, forgive me, is very different to saying Partey cost us the game. I hear why you're saying that, but I think the terminology is bad. How can a man that never played cost us the game? Where some of our best performances this season haven't necessarily been with our best players. Goes back to the depth, man. Like up the live, people don't be like our captain, DGC tomorrow. I'm never hiding front line in me. I'm the op that everyone wants. I can't squash it. I've done too much. Why is everybody on me? Do you know how many people in my Instagram DMs are, oh, make sure you're there, you know. Make sure you're there on Ransom stream on Friday. I'm never hiding. We're here. We'll be there. Sunglasses and all. So many new man in here. They from the Talksport gig now. Stop it. Rants raided the stream. Appreciative of that. Villa got a better bench than us, which is horrible. This loss falls on Arteta. No plan B. We can't start one year away to PSG. It don't make sense. But if Odegaard's having a stinker, hook him. I hear you, but being devil's advocate, why can't we? I know why, but why can't we? Considering where Odegaard is at this moment in time. And I'm not saying I would do it. I'm not saying Arteta should do it. Don't even think he will. But why can't we? Because at least if a young G freezes, we could say, all right, cool. You've never played in this before. Is what it is. He's had a breakout season, had a little run into the team, been isolated now. Maybe he's got a chip on his shoulder. Maybe sometimes, obviously, Ethan is not Yalmao. But we've seen Wanyeri, Saka, young G's, Yalmao, to a degree, Kobe Maino. How many times have you seen a young player come through? And they might be nervous, but maybe their naivety is their greatest strength in that they're not thinking, oh my God, like Arsenal's first semi-final in 16 years, turning the season around. Maybe they're just so gassed to be in a knockout stage of the Champions League, play against a team like PSG, achieve their dreams, and it's just a football game for them. Sometimes that can help as well. And for me, it's like the way Odegaard's playing, you have to, I guess Arteta would reckon off the ball, he's doing all that stuff, but if nothing changes, man. Juventus need to drop a few more euros on long stuff. Wait. Saka and Yalmao have the same amount of league goals this season, and Saka has missed 3.5 months of football. That's cool. I'm not no shade on Saka. Saka's a bad boy, world class. But I think Yalmao's the best in the world, bro. It was never Rafinha. Yalmao is making Rafinha look better than he is. Yalmao making a lot of that Barca team look better than they are. Boy, keep your thoughts coming, people. Let's see what the tabloids are saying as well, man. Because we've kind of been derailed, man. Oh, well, it's always a pleasure being here with you lot, but let's see what's going on here, people. Let me share my screen. Barcelona got bare goals. We know that already. Any Arsenal fans having Romeo Lavia? This was the guy I wanted the summer we signed Declan Rice and Kai Havertz, which in hindsight was the two midfielders I was calling for. I wanted Bryce. I wanted Lavia to be the younger party. Now, he might be because he gets some injuries and whatnot. And I know many people don't want Chelsea players. I know boys in the chat. He even said if we got offered Caicedo and Cole Palmer, he'd say no, which I think is cap. I don't think Lavia is going to be sold by Chelsea. When fit, he looks like the glue of their midfield. But if we were to go shopping in Chelsea's bin again, forget the Nkunku rumours. I'm on Lavia. Chelsea are reportedly considering letting Romeo Lavia leave this summer, either on loan or permanently. If an offer of 45 million arrives, it can be accepted. Oh, 45. Chat to us, man. We got something for you. Again, new month, new blessings for everybody in the chat, people. Hope this year, this month, this week, and today is great for you lot. Please, can we get to 200 likes as well? Arsenal's month kicks off with Bournemouth at home on Saturday, in which tickets are still available. PSG away, Anfield away in Liverpool, Newcastle at home, Southampton away. I'm not going to lie. All them games scare me still. The one that scares me the least is Bournemouth. Nothing to do with how bad Bournemouth is or isn't, because they're a good side. It's just all right, calm. PSG, it's nervous. Liverpool don't want to lose at Anfield. I know I didn't want it in this context, but I say every year, and I have been saying, and another thing that you lot make a joke of is I always say I want to win at Anfield, bro. Newcastle at home. It'd be nice if Arteta could get one over on Eddie Howe, mate. Hope Eddie Howe's doing fine as well, man. I know he's had some health issues. Southampton, the way the season's done, it should be a write-off. We should run rampant. A team that can't stop conceding against a team that's got 100 goals in all comps, but still doesn't necessarily look like a goal-scoring team. But Ramsdale will turn into a prime Van der Sar. St. Mary's is a nervy one for all us Arsenal fans. I wanted to ask Arsenal fans in the chat as well. You know, it's the end of May. Beginning of May, end of March. Beginning of May, end of April. Don't know why I said that. Player of the month, people. You've got Kivior, Martinelli, Trossard, Rice. I give it Rice. Nah, it's a tie. I give it Rice. I give it Kivior though. Because you've done your thing. You've done your thing. Shout out to you. Arsenal's 3-man transfer wish list as Ollie Watkins and Marcus Rashford truth emerges. Arsenal will sign a striker in the summer transfer window with Alexander Isak, Benjamin Sesko, and Victor Gyökeres in their sights. But Aston Villa pair Ollie Watkins and Marcus Rashford complicate matters. I mean, technically Rashford's with Villa at the moment, but can't exactly say Aston Villa pair. He's at Man United. He's been loaned. Mikel Arteta faces a major striker dilemma this summer. Everyone knows that Arsenal are in the market for a big name centre forward, and getting the right one over the line is new sporting director Andrea Berta's number one priority. Is there anything new? If you're not going to say anything new, please don't waste our time. We know we like Isak. That's not happening. We know we've been linked with Gyökeres. Ornstein said that Andrea Berta's a big fan. We know the Sesko thing has been there. Gyökeres is 5 years older than Sesko, and he is 26. So that would, for me, I wouldn't get too excited about the club and what they want to do, but I'd be excited about Gyökeres signing beyond the obvious because he's 26. Obviously, I'm not saying he's old, but that's win now mode. That's not 20, 21-year-old. You're waffling for a few years. Not to say a 21-year-old couldn't do the business, but you're not waffling about what they could be tomorrow. Kind of what you see is what you get from Gyökeres. Plug and play. You, Saka. Where's the next one? Arsenal claimed they were offered Ollie Watkins in the final week of the window when Villa were facing the prospect of having to balance the books to meet PSR rules. We all know they eventually sold John Duran. They eventually got both Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford on loan, people. You're not saying anything, man. It's difficult to imagine that if Arsenal had not taken up their 2 loan spots, they would not have at least inquired about Rashford. Okay, that's great. Villa might be open to selling Ollie Watkins, 29 years of age. We're not going to get too forwards in it, but definitely not a 26-year-old and a 29-year-old, but I'd love a world, where we get 2 strikers on top of everything else. But you've got your Gyökeres, you've got your Ollie Watkins that can contribute, or you've got your Gyökeres and you've got your development striker, your Sesko, your Hugo Ekitike. I know it's not going to happen, but guys that can be that guy tomorrow. I think it'll be great to have 2 strikers, to have Saka, to have a new left winger, to have maybe the Martinellis, the Trossards, to have Arts is the option of Marino in the squad across the course of a season where you've got 38 games, however many come in the champs if you go all the way, the league and the FA Cup the same. Need a squad. We're not learning anything. We know Aston Villa, nobody knows what's going to happen with Ollie Watkins. We know they've got Rashford. We know John Duran left. Arsenal want a centre forward rather than a wide forward with Isak, Sesko, and Gyökeres fitting the bill. It could be argued they need 2 forwards, but the problem with that is that Kai Havertz will soon be fit after hamstring surgery, and they also have Jesus on the books, and he's one of the biggest earners. And especially if you give Saka this new deal, Saliba, Magalhaes, Partey. I don't know if Partey is going to take a cut, but he's on like 200 odd grand. On paper, you've still got Zinni as well. Yes, Jorginho, Tierney are leaving. And you're also bringing in people. Berta's got a lot of balancing to do. And I keep saying this. It does not surprise me that whether you want to, quote unquote, and I'm not saying this to exaggerate, but whether you want to call it a rebuild, a rejig, whatever you want to call it, it is that. The vast majority of this squad has been together since the 2022-23 season. And in the summer, we'll be heading into the 2025-26 season. That's 4 years. Throughout that time, for whatever reason, some players have got better. Some players have gone from being on the peripheral things to starters. Other people, the Ramsdales, the Tierneys, there's been evolutions. It does not surprise me that there's a lot of speculation over a lot of our players. Now, we all know 20 are not going to come in. 20 are not going to be sold. 20 are not going to come in. But you go through that Arsenal squad. How many players don't have some level of speculation over their futures? How many players would you say unanimously every Arsenal fan would not sell? There's some that I wouldn't say would force certain players through the door, but certain offers get made. If you do this in the market, then you're open. You know, unless you want to sell Magalhaes for no reason to Saudi, you're not selling Magalhaes, you're not selling Saliba, you're not selling Rice, you're not selling Saka, you're not selling Lewis Skelly or Wanyeri. There's a couple others as well. Of the rest, you wouldn't say no necessarily. I'm not saying you would say yes to selling Kivior, but you wouldn't say no. You're open to offers on Zinchenko. The Fabio Vieiras, the Lokongas, the Tavares, the Marquinhos, the less said, the better. What else is that? You get where I'm. You don't get. You're not going to be able to sell Tomiyasu, but some might. You're not going to be able to sell Gabriel Jesus. Some might. Kai Havertz ain't going anywhere. Some might. Martinelli, another guy. I don't think you're going anywhere this season, but this time a year from now, assuming unfortunately your form was to stay the same, you're earning big money, and you don't know. I'm not one of those fans. It's just you've got to rejig and stuff. Kai Havertz could well move back into midfield next season. They also already have Real Sociedad's Martin Zubamendi in their sights in midfield and believe it is a done deal, but still need a new number 2 keeper and a left winger as priorities, with Nico Williams their dream target. But it says left. Maybe I'm reading this wrong, yeah. But a left winger is listed as one of our priorities, yeah. Arsenal want a centre forward rather than a wide forward. Ain't they the same thing? I know you can be a football nerd and whatnot, but it is basically that, isn't it? Surely. So I don't know, man. I think we're being a bit too political with it. We're linked with Hugo Larsson of Eintracht Frankfurt, which isn't the first time. He's obviously a great player. Allegedly, we're interested in signing the Swedish midfielder. I mean, can we get the Swedes in the club? Lomberg be happy. There's one at Newcastle, there's one at Sporting, and there's one at Frankfurt. Frankfurt facing the prospect of losing a lot of key players, isn't it? Marmoush gone, Egatike probably gone. Larson is drawing interest from Manchester City, Spurs, Arsenal, and I'm pretty sure a bunch of other clubs. I mean, plays in midfield, 20 years of age, good technical level from what I've seen. It would make sense, people. I want Ryan Cherky. Unfortunately, Man United and Spurs are leading the race to sign him. I'd understand, quote unquote, why he would go Spurs. You know, no pressure, no real expectation, playing with young players. You play there, you play in nothing games, you develop, and then you seek pastures new and join a big club. Man United makes sense, and they saw firsthand what he's on. Arsenal are joined by Liverpool in monitoring the situation of Jarell Hato ahead of the summer transfer window. While it's one to watch, there's concern from Arsenal about what it would mean for Miles Lewis-Skelly. What would you lot say to that? For me, bring it in, man. Real Madrid ready to cash in on 85 million rated Rodrygo if huge Premier League offer arrives this summer, as La Liga giants look to raise transfer funds amid interest from Man United and Arsenal. I mean, Man United, I'm sure they could have some creative accounting, and it's a big club. They can sign whoever. I mean, you saw firsthand Rodrygo what we're on, but I don't know if I buy this, because it always feels like when you've got Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe, all the stars, it feels like Rodrygo would be the most disposable. Apparently, you're seeing simultaneously, as he's been linked with several clubs, City as well. Apparently, he's unhappy at Real Madrid. He feels underappreciated, and they're about to allegedly get a new manager. Carlo's been linked with going to Brazil, then not, then going to Brazil. He's probably leaving. Xabi Alonso's coming in. It takes a second to pick up a phone, but surely Rodrygo is not going to make the commitment to leave. He might, but making the commitment to leave in Real Madrid until you've spoken to the new manager. Now, managers are liars, and what one says and what one does is different. But what if Xabi Alonso says, hey, listen, you're going to be a key player, proper key player for us? The man's a 10, man. Trust me, he's a 10. That's why he says he plays best football. You and Vinicius need to turn up for Brazil. We're winning the 2026 World Cup. Anyways, according to a report from The Sun, allegedly, Real Madrid would be willing to sell Rodrygo this summer if an offer worth at least £85 million, 100 million euros arrives. The report adds there has been interest from the Premier League, with Madrid looking to raise funds for squad reinforcements in the summer. I mean, let me guess, he's going to be linked with, if he's linked with Arsenal, then he's obviously Arsenal, Man United. You could easily make a case for him to go to Liverpool. You can make a case for him to go to Chelsea. Everyone apart from Spurs. And you could be really, really creative and say Newcastle as well. Even though I think Newcastle got the muscle, but it's probably that. Surely PSG, that could be one smart little addition, because he's humble with it as well. He seems like he's on the Dembele, Bacola, and Bacola's not these man's level, but Bacola, Doué, Kvaratskhelia kind of thing. They'll play the same. I don't listen to Arsenal fans anymore. They said the same about Kara and used his numbers to say we had better wingers. It's about the attributes you have and if it can be replicated in the Prem. I hear that. The Arsenal fans I know, we all wanted KK though. Apparently, media reports from Spain mentioned that Rodrygo himself wants to close his chapter at the Bernabeu this summer and move to another team. The Brazilian winger is unhappy with a lack of appreciation shown for him at the club, with much of the spotlight being shared by Mbappe, Vinicius, and Jude Bellingham. The only way Rodrygo's mind could change is if Carlo's successor, widely tipped to be Xabi Alonso, goes to extreme lengths to convince the player of his plans. Pardon me. What do you lot think of that? Christopher Nkunku has asked Chelsea to leave and hopes to seal a move before the Club World Cup starts. He was aggressively linked with Man United and Bayern Munich in the January window. He's been linked with Arsenal. I like the illusion of Lukongu, of Nkunku, but not the reality, if that makes sense. Arsenal allegedly want to rival Chelsea for the signature of Jamie Gittins from Dortmund this summer. The English winger is open to joining either Premier League side. Ernesto Valverde has said he's hopeful that Athletic Bilbao can fend off interest from Barcelona and the Premier League to keep Nico Williams in Bilbao next season. It comes amid renewed talk of a move to either Barca, Arsenal, or Chelsea this summer. And there's also rumours that you might sign a lifetime contract or a new deal. There was speculation last summer, but we hope he stays in Athletic for many years. To be fair, the gaffer's not going to say much different. Chris Wheatley of the Daily Mail is saying Nico Williams' reps are demanding a salary of more than 400 grand a week, people, to make a move from Athletic Bilbao this summer. I think he's intentionally doing that because he's holding out for Barca. Arsenal and Chelsea are among clubs interested, but not at those wages. Crazy. Apparently, he's super happy at Bilbao. He said to have said people. He said it's obviously a dream to lift the trophy at Bilbao's ground in which the finals being played. I mean, he's not going to say anything. There's also some rumors, people, that he's tempted by the prospect of the Premier League. Believe it when I see it. Liam Delap apparently is demanding 120 to 150 grand a week to leave Ipswich. He has a release clause, been linked with Arsenal, Man United, everybody. I don't think that's that bad. Like, surely that's probably standard wages of a 21-year-old, really. Rodrygo feels his time at Madrid is coming to an end and is considering leaving the club this summer as he's falling down the pecking order. Fair enough. City have been name dropped as well, people. So it is what it is. Barcelona allegedly have contacted Ademola Lookman's reps ahead of a potential summer switch. The Nigerian's camp is set to hold talks with Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, and Newcastle before deciding his next move. The Real Sociedad president says Martin Zubamendi's future will be resolved in June. Arsenal are willing to formally trigger his 51 million release clause. We've gone over the Lavia thing. I'm excited in it. Aston Villa want to hijack Arsenal's move for the Spanish star Joan Garcia, who's been linked with Arsenal, Manchester City, Aston Villa, Bayern Leverkusen, Atletico Madrid, and everyone on their nan, man. Probably linked with SDS or someone that's in the Ballers League. Apparently, Aston Villa prepared to pay his release clause. He did say a couple of days ago that there was interest from clubs in the summer, and he name dropped us. I wonder where we're going to go with that, people. So, yeah, he's still drawing interest from over there. I want Mbeumo at Arsenal. I know it's not going to happen, but Thomas Frank has admitted that Brentford's status as a selling club could lead them to sell Mbeumo. There's some rumors that say they're on selling him for 60 million. Let's see what was said. I'm the head coach. I want my best players to stay forever. I know that Brian is very happy being here at Brentford. He's thriving, doing well, and playing fantastic. What happens in the future, I don't know. He was linked with us last January and summer. Apparently, we admire him. Brentford not missing Ivan Toney. I don't know if they're going to let Visa and Mbeumo leave. And even them, now that's a tough task. I back them too. That's a tough task, them replacing. Do you know what? Surely it makes sense for Brentford to get Liam Delap. Surely. Maybe I'm lying. I've said many times we are a selling club, but at the same time, we have to reinforce that there are 10 clubs in the world who aren't selling clubs. So, of course, if the right price, and that's going to be expensive, is coming, then I'm sure the club will be open to it. I'm very happy he's here, and I'm convinced that Brian will still be happy playing his football here. He's got a deal until 2027, assuming Brentford take up the 1-year option in his deal. So he's got it until 2026. Apparently, they're thought to entertain a sale of 60 million. I'm on it. Newcastle are believed to be leading the race for Mbeumo due to their ability to offer regular first-team minutes in European football, although Liverpool and Arsenal have held a long-term interest in the forward as a depth option. Fair enough. Fair enough. What's this? Arsenal path clear towards player Andrea Berta really wants as rival boss risks it all. Andrea Berta will now have developed some initial ideas about how he wants to flesh out Mikel Arteta's squad this summer. Yeah. Get to the nuts and bolts of this. One of the players on Berta's radar is believed to be Gyökeres. The Sporting striker has been in remarkable form since he moved to Portugal. Bro, 95 goals in 98 games. I don't think you're going to get that, but yeah. Ratio is improving each passing week in the wake of his 4-goal bonanza against Boavista last time out. Gyökeres has netted 17 times in 10 games. Crazy. One of the nagging concerns in Berta's mind is likely to have centered around the prospect of Amarin seeking to reignite with him at Man United. We all know Amarin came out in a press conference and said, Gyökeres deal, I didn't talk to him, but if a player only wants to come to Man United to play Champions League football, then he won't come. We want players who want to represent Man United, not players who want to play certain competitions. I hear it, but come on, it's a bit of both, in it, really. Yeah, Ian Wright, man, we don't want to talk about Arteta at this moment in time. Arsenal are currently showing the most interest in Gyökeres edging ahead of Liverpool and Man City. That's according to Ebola. I don't know if they're the most credible place, but yeah. Leeds United are among a host of clubs who are keen on Celtic's Desan Maenda after his outstanding season in Scotland. Arsenal have been name dropped as well. Yeah, Leeds, you can have him, man. Good player. Kudus wants to quit West Ham and join Liverpool. I wonder if Arsenal will spin the block if that's the case. So yeah, let's move on from that. Is there anything else Arsenal related, folks? Apply for 2025-26 ball squad trials. How old you gotta be? Let's go. No, I'm chatting, man. Forget that. What's this? Arsenal now willing to sell Saliba? Yeah, mate. Could strip the captain of his captaincy, if I'm honest. Who's this? Massive fan of Man United player. This is all cap, man. But we're gonna see if it's cap. Because that's what we do here, people. What's this? Arteta is ready to allow Saliba to leave the Emirates in a potential swap deal. Who? With Rodrygo? Tchouaméni. We're willing to do a swap deal to get Tchouaméni if we give them Saliba. Arsenal are now also willing to sell Saliba, with Real Madrid increasingly open to sign a defender, blah, blah, blah. Tchouaméni doesn't want to leave Madrid yet. You know what? 10 out of 10 for the imagination on this article. What's this? Arteta is a long-term admirer of Rashford. Okay, you know what? I walked into that one. Arsenal now open talks to sign phenomenal player Mikel Arteta has wanted since 2020. Allegedly, we've opened talks to sign Ivan Ndika. You know what? Defensive depth. According to Sky Sports, he's valued at 40 million, 34 million pounds by the Italian giants. Newcastle also interested. Allegedly, we've started talks to sign the Ivory Coast international from Roma. Didn't he join them on the free? Spurs apparently also hold interest in him, and apparently he could end up replacing Kivio. Really? Does anyone really believe that? Let me get back into what you lot saying. 40 more likes and we've got 200 though, man. Big up you lot. Man United will win the league next season. Gyökeres again, United. He's clearly waiting for Barca to get the funds together. Clearly, man. Clearly doing too much. But that's where Arsenal and everyone else who's interested need to move on. Cunha and Buemo, Gyökeres, what a lineup. If United have that, that's cold still. Partey is very important. Games are actually won through the middle. Very important. Our wingers are playing different to the last 2 seasons. Martinelli's game has dropped off since Xhaka left. I hear you, but I just think with Martinelli, I don't know what you need to do, but your finishing and decision-making needs to improve off your back. It's like when people are starting to do that stuff with Odegaard now, like if he had a striker, he's not had Saka, White spinning out, this and that. I hear that. These are all things, but at the end of the day, bro, you're at that point where you need to fix up. You need to pattern. Big up yourself, man. Nico Williams wants Ballon d'Or wages. Lookman Mateta Saka. I mean, it's not the worst, but Cunha is better than Saka. Take your word for it, my guy. Trust me, DG. Martinelli as a left wing back is a nice option and tactic to have. I would have ran it yesterday, well, 2 days ago. Where has Nico wage demands comes from? If not from the player himself, then it's all noise. Clearly noise. Oh, Neil, you're not. I can't lie, Neil. I got a bone to pick with you, you know, because big up you. But you're never happy. Every time I see you comment on my YouTube thing, you're always getting vexed. Like, Pull me and Miles, yeah. Pull me and Miles. We're just having a chat about Arsenal. I know you didn't watch the video as well. You just wanted to say cool stuff. All we did is, I think we were quite balanced, but then you've come and said, silly fans always looking for excuses to why we lost. That's how you didn't watch it. But silly fans always looking for excuses to why we lost. It's simply they were the better team on the day, but it's only 1-0, so we have a chance. Blame the manager or the fans wasn't loud enough, and that affected the players is pure nonsense. I suppose it was Arteta's fault we didn't take our chances as well. Hey. One love regardless, though, man. That's how I know hate is just love and love's hate. You love the guy really, man. Say less, DJ. I'll get at the fam zone, man. Them Ari Yamal. They told me he's too young, but he's bossing games. But Now you're just Cunha Henry, yeah? Take your word for it, man. As Paul Pogba said, Man United fans know very little about football. I know you're trolling, but come on now. I don't care if the bench is all kids. The manager chose those kids. They must be ready to play a 20-minute cameo or are better off taking no one on the bench. Hear it. Cunha would cook Salah and Saka any day. I hear you, bro. If we sign Gyökeres, will Arteta not just ruin him for real, bro? What do you see happening there? I don't care how he does it. If you're not coming in to score goals, I'll be vexed. Just put the ball in the back of the net, man. He's obviously going to have to do certain elements of what the gaffer requires, but bro, just put the ball in the back of the net, man. Chelsea only one less win than us. Newcastle win one more than us. This is why the draws are a slap in the face. Let's not forget, though, we have 3 first-team players out. They're all slightly very important. We also have our best player, Saka, coming out of surgery. It's not the end of the world. We have a chance. But, yeah, man. Havertz is not included on the list of important injuries. You're capping. Marino is already better than Havertz. I'll tell you what, Havertz getting injured is important because I don't see us putting Madrid away if he's fit and playing those matches. I can't lie. There's something about Marino I don't like, but he gets the job done. The bottom part of our bench, rotationary pieces, should be Kivy or Tommy, Ethan, for example. The rest of the bench should be starting quality assets. I hear that. Spurs played City in the quarterfinals. Yeah, but that's why you got to put teams to bed. Big up, bro. Keeping it real. Hope the sun shines on you. Hey, Wolf. Hey, I'm seeing a lot of you that were normally here returning. Big up yourself. If Havertz never touches the grass at the Emirates again, I won't complain. Which is worse, 2023-24, second in the Premier League and quarterfinals in the Champs, or 2024-25, third in the Premier League if we drop more points in semis? This year would be worse because you're further off the pace in the Prem. You're further off the pace. Yeah, you're further off. You're too far. You finished third. That's regression. Cool. Big you up for the semi-finals and what you did en route there against Madrid, but it's regression. And I don't think the season started where it needed to be. Looks like a rock and hard place choice on players. Yep. But they've made that themselves, man. They've done that to themselves. Too much pressure on Arteta. Yes, he could do better, but hard to coach 10 out of 10 every time you need individual quality to help you last night. Into 2 up, Yamal changes the game. Yeah, we're not asking you to do it 10 out of 10s. And unfortunately, I'm not saying you're wrong, bro, but, bro, you manage Arsenal Football Club. There's going to be pressure. If you can't take the pressure, get out of the kitchen, which I'm not accusing Arteta, because you clearly can, or you believe you can do what we want at this club, because you signed a new deal. Your coaching staff have been given a new deal. Bert has come in, so I don't think they're going to cut you. Throughout your time at Arsenal, you've done well, but you've also, there's multiple times where other managers could have, would have, and another reality should have been sacked, and you've come through that. These are first world problems. So, yeah, man. Where are we in terms of likes, people? We're at 168. I don't think we're going to get 200, but we're making quite a chance at it. Havertz been giving his all for our club. Keep believing, Gunners. Look at the state of fans, man. People are saying Havertz and Jesus were going to change things. Not change things. I just would have wanted them. This isn't flipping hard. Why didn't we keep Marino up top? Honestly, should have tried Zinni in midfield. Try keep the ball. Why change so much when it's going well? Just try and make minimal changes. It's so like Pep, overthinker. Jesus can be a bench piece. Problem is we definitely overpaid and fans want to get rid just off the fact that we overpaid. Injuries as well, but they want to recoup close to what we paid. He ain't going nowhere, man. At least not this summer. Maybe the summer of 2026, because they have a year left on his deal for 2027. Maybe, but Jesus ain't going nowhere. Always in it. There can't be excuses, man. Always an excuse. Stop giving them excuses. No DG, it's partly on Partey as well. I was angry watching the game. Of course, it's an issue on Partey. 100%. He got a yellow card. He could have been there. But suspensions and injuries happen. When you sit there in August, of course, I'm not asking a man to say, well, we're in August, in April, we're going to be playing against PSG. Partey's going to get a yellow card and get suspended. I'm not expecting him to foresee that. But we know the squad's weak. You've got to assume, especially your key players, if they get injured, if they get suspended or injured, what happens? Is it Partey's fault? If, let's just say, different reality, he got injured against Real Madrid. Is it his fault then? It's stupid. Of course, his fault is he's missed out on a big game. We've seen the drop-off, but Arteta hasn't found the solution. He's also moved other players around. The game management weren't quite there, and the players were fucking pony. Look at what man are saying. I'm not saying you're wrong, but look, you lot, it's a factor, and he has to hold that. But I'm not saying all of you lot, but everybody's saying it to the point where Partey is the reason we lost. Brother, players get injured, players go missing, players get suspended. Real Madrid, a couple man suspended across the games. What are we doing here? It's stupid. Sorry, folks. I need to find the laptop charger. When you plug it in, it's stupid. What does Partey have to do with it? Apart from the point that I'm acknowledging. How? We all know Partey is one of our best performing players in our midfield gels. How? Injury suspensions can strike at any time. Get it done. And we probably would have moved the ball a lot better, but there's this crazy assumption that Partey plays, and I don't know what, like, so what happens if Partey's there and we still lose 1-0? It's a factor, but some of you are saying it to the point where it's becoming the narrative of the game, which is dishonest. Let me take my seat. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Nobody likes a silent viewer. You love being here, man. You love being it. You love being it. You love being it. Place myself back down. That's cool if you think that, Nelson. It's on brand, though. If you think Arsenal's a joke, with someone posing like that in the display picture, it takes one to know one, innit? Big up yourself. I'm doing great, my guy. I hope you're doing better, man. Bro, Odegaard, we can't grip, bro. We can't grip Ethan. Odegaard, let your nuts hang, man. How are we salty? We're salty. How can I be salty about anything on my platform? You just wanted... Look, Mum, I'm famous. Don't block people, man. Just make sure you're hitting the like button. And big up everyone who's going to leave a comment in the comment section after. Rafinha's goal was amazing. So it technically goes down as an own goal. I'd not sign Lavia for 20 million. No more Chelsea rubbish. You see, this Arteta thing is time now. It's every excuse. And I'm not even saying I'm attacking the manager, but like, there's no... This is why making content or engaging with content it's jarring, because like, why is everything got to be white and black? Why can't we consider that Arteta's tactics in-game management specifically was dead? The players didn't turn up. PSG have a good set of players, great manager, all of that. Partey's absence was missed. A couple players didn't turn up. Why can't that all be factors? Why can't that all be factors? Why has it always got to be white and black? Terrible signing from Chelsea. They had Santos there the whole time. They got too many players, man. Better than Caicedo. Got to go to work, my G. Catch up on the next one. Big up, bro, and big up to all you Gooners. Shout yourself, Shady, man. Safe journeys to and from work. Smash the likes, as Boston said. Bro, of course I'm going to wish Eddie Howe well, man. That's a guy's health. Way before he's a football manager and all of that kind of stuff, I assume he's a dad. I don't know how old his kids are. If he's a dad, he might be a granddad. And he's somebody's son and all of that, bro. I wouldn't even give myself the courtesy of saying I'm a decent human being, but bro, like, yeah. Timber, Rice, Kivio, between Rice and Kivio, Rice. Oh, you're talking about the player of the month? Probably Rice. I give it Kivio because we were shook when you came in. Moving Lewis Kelly to the 8 changes so many stuff. Arteta wasn't amazing, but he had little options. Yeah, but you already done the moving bare thing stuff. And if nothing changes, arguably nothing changes. Corner boy shot in them damp 3.5. See, if you're going to troll, be funny. Big up my guy, right? LFC, man. Fuck you, man. That was good. At least make it funny if you're going to chat shit like that. Damn 3.5s. You're saying the guy, it's all getting stuck in the grinder and that. Emre has been playing Rashford up top often. It's possible Watkins probably does cut, man. But then they're going to need to buy a striker, maybe even 2, because Rashford, they might sign him permanently, but on paper, he's cutting back to United. If you sell Watkins, Duran's gone, you still got the P's there. Seems like, I think Aston Villa will sell a couple. They'll probably get rid of Leon Bailey, potentially. Watkins could go. Unpopular opinion, I think if the right offer gets presented to Emi Martinez, I think he's going to cut. They're linked with selling Jacob Ramsey. Villa actually got bare players as well. Man said, if World War III breaks out and we all get drafted, I will not be in the same platoon as Arteta. He'd leave me high and dry behind enemy lines. Damn, graphic. I'll take Watkins or Sesko. No Watkins or Rashford, please. He's right. You don't move Marino and Rice, our 2 best performers against Madrid out of position they just played, which is true. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't, and ultimately it didn't work. I just think it's a mixture of things. Havertz is a good option for Cam or striker. Would keep him as a squad player when Gyökeres comes. I mean, I don't think we've got any choice with Kai. It is where it is, isn't it? What happened? Someone got timed out. What happened? Please be nice, man. Can say what you want without insulting people. Hold a time out for 30 minutes and think about your behavior. People, we're having a laugh and a joke. Life's already serious. Please be respectful. You don't even have to be respectful to me, to the chat, please. If they want trophies, Arsenal players are available. Sell Trossard, Jesus, Nelly. Sorry, sell Trossard, Jesus, and Nelly compete on the left. Havertz needs to be benched. I hear you, man. Any like overly rudeness safe, man. Do we really need a left back if Tommy comes back when we don't even use Tierney, Zinchenko, just get them off the books? I think so. I think so. Because as we've seen, people are missing in twos. Zinni's gone. Let's just say Kivio says I'm gone. Zinni's gone. Tommy's probably going to get injured again. That leaves you. Tierney's gone. That leaves you with what? Lewis Kelly, Calafiori. Anything happens there between them, you might have to put Timber left back. And you might have a half fit white. I wouldn't be against it. My first option would be a Timber. Wouldn't know who to tell you, but a Timber Tomiyasu kind of defender can play across the back four. But I wouldn't be against a centre half that can play left back, a right sided centre half that can play right back. Maybe, one of them weird ones that they're cool on the right or the left. But yeah, man, Charlie, big up yourself. Deluded. Hato being linked to cover 2 positions. To be fair, he's been playing left back this season. We have enough already in defence. I disagree. If they really need a defender, go for one in Jan. Can we just address what we need to address in the summer? I can't believe we spent our big striker money on Havertz, But I love Turkey. Letting this Turkey guy go for 25 million is crazy. Genuinely peed off by this club. So embarrassing. We won't go for him if he isn't an on and off the ball demon as Arteta loves. Well, if the demon's Odegaard, boy, would it make a good horror movie? We could have won the league last season. How do we drop the ball so much? Are you doing a watch along for the Europa League / Conference League games tonight? I've got football, man. It's 5-a-side. Thursdays are my football days, mate. United don't have the bag. We wanted Kvaratskhelia here. I'd rather sign Valverde than Rodrygo. I mean, I think you got more of a chance of signing Rodrygo. The fall off everyone, Konku needs to be studied. Zubamendi, Williams, and Gyökeres. That's what we need to sign next season. Yamal over Saka. Yamal's best in the world. Big up my guy Bakayo, though. Mitoma, but they rejected 90, 100 million for Mitoma in January. Now, maybe the timing's wrong, but if you're in a position where you can do that, are you going to sell? Barca are broke, though. How are they going to afford him on 400k a week? No Spotify sponsors are going to save them. If he genuinely wants to leave and Barca are going to do it, Deco and these guys are going to have creative accounting. I mean, I've never had a conversation with Nico Williams or his advisors. Maybe they genuinely think they could get 400 grand a week. But I'm sure even they know that's an idiot thing. I'm sure even if he goes to Arsenal, Barcelona, stays at Bilbao, goes to another team that's not mentioned, I think he must know I'm not getting 400 grand, bro. Fair play to Nico. He wants his wages doubled like most players do when they make a big move. Arteta wanted Ollie Watkins for 65 million, which is 76 million euros, and Kvaratskhelia cost PSG around 70 million euros. How's this manager so stupid in the market? Nico stinker. Nico ain't worth it. I remember talking to a painter decorator. He would give high price quotes for jobs he didn't want to do. If they paid it, then he did it. But if they didn't, no biggie. That reminds me of Nico Williams. I hear it. As long as Arteta is here, we may never sign elite attackers. If we get Mbeumo, then the plan has to be for Wanyeri to go right centre mid where Odegaard is. Villa offered him to us, and then they spun it as soon as we tried to get him in Jan. They were desperate, but Arsenal would never pay 65 million, maybe 30, 40. Mbeumo is so underrated. Mbeumo, he can press, he can score goals, he's versatile. I'm on it. Premier League. I hate to do the Premier League proven stuff. We got 175 likes, people. We're flirting with it. We're flirting with 200. We can do this. Mbeumo's a bagsman. I would play him left wing, centre forward. Sorry. I don't know who we're going to sign Kwame, in all honesty, man. I wish I knew, man. But at least these articles provide us with a talking point. Man said, Arteta might be a City spy, because this brother's not moving like he wants to win anything. I would have taken him for the title push, but Villa would never sell for that price. They got the bag for Durando. Arteta doesn't have a clue to sign the right players. Sounds like a Ben Jacobs exclusive. I'd rather keep Kivior, sell Zinni and Tierney. Slightly all of them. Give me Bellingham for Saliba. Saliba for Tchouaméni. I hope no one is talking about TP5 in a bad way. Bro, some of the Arsenal fans are saying he's the reason we lost and they're glazing him. They wanted him gone this summer. See how fickle football is. We will win against PSG. Bro, I have to have receipts, man. And by all means, like, praise and critique and whatever. But I do find it funny in that. But some people don't like your content and they'll watch it. Like, just make sure you're hitting the like button. It's not making no sense. Or some people don't know what they want, man. I do think people are actually being naive with Partey coming back. He improves us, but our strongest midfield still isn't better than what PSG have. Marino has been such a good signing. This is why we need more attacking-minded players. Is this team overachieving in the champs? I mean, overachieving would be winning it for me, but you could say, you know, we do look like the odd one out in the semi-final, so potentially, but then how far does that level of overachievement go? Because 20 years from now, like when Lewis Skelly's probably a granddad, is he going to say, oh, semi-finals? My favorite beating PSG comes from Mikel Merino. That guy is a big game player and is clutch. First 5 minutes, if any, well, first 3 minutes for obvious reasons will tell me everything I need to know. Feels like the team got nothing left in the tank for the second leg. Will not play as bad in Paris as TP5 showing coming. Derogatory. No, I'm not getting vexed. Just speaking with passion. I don't blame Partey. Yes, the game's done to us watching it, but players don't think like that when they're in the game state like that. Why is it that I think you mean we can see. Why is it that our can see must have everything right, or else there's an excuse for a loss? Football doesn't work like that. Liverpool strengthen this summer and be a force again next season. Potentially, they could go on a PL run like City. Partey was silly for getting that needless card. But if we can't win due to one major player being out, we'll never be serious. Oh, fan base. Okay, Bob. No, you're because always it's easier to judge in life. It's easier to blame and judge than to think. And I'm not saying that to say don't blame or whatever. I just think that's how it is. That is how it is. I always say I don't tell you what to think, just think. And I'd like to think we're assembling a platform and have assembled a platform of thinkers that we don't all need to. Life would be boring if we all had the same viewpoints. But as long as you're thinking. No. I'm saying, man. I'm saying. Chelsea's youth academy smashed the lights. Thoughts on Williams? Bring him, man. Fuck it. Villa would have preferred to sell Watkins rather than Duran in the winter market, but Saudi offer was too good to refuse for Duran. Go get the bag, man. Go get the bag. You're still young enough to come back to Europe if that's what you wish. But I do think people forget, as much as I guess every footballer wants to win trophies and realize their potential and win Prems and champs and Euros and World Cups and all that stuff. I do think that's and you don't know, I hate the term first and third worlds, but I think that's a very first and third worldy kind of thing. You got to remember, man, come from serious poverty, where if football is your only way out, I don't know what you'd be doing. Pardon the beat. So if you throw them kind of figures, bro, you're going to do that. And they should not be condemned. It's like Osimhen. We've all seen the videos and the pictures, even Gabriel Jesus when the 2014 World Cup. But we've all seen the videos when Osimhen is offering, like, he's asking for money to clean cars in Lagos and that. To now, look, it wouldn't surprise me if he wants to go Saudi. It's a very first worldy kind of way of looking at things, in my opinion. Dude, the Gunners. Why is it big up you, but I'm immune to it now. But why does everyone keep calling me Deluded Gunner? It's either that or the Deluded Goon. I'm like, that's not it, but okay. But big up yourself, man. Deluded Goon is the best YouTuber when it comes to perfect time of getting on YouTube and watching about what's going on. I wish I was, man, but I appreciate that there's someone out there that thinks that way, man. Just as long as they're talking, we need a DG screamer in Paris next week. Don't hold your breath, man. Wish me luck on trying to fix my PC of months of using my Xbox. I decided I might as well give it a go. Wish you the best of luck. If we sell Tommy, I'd get Hato as a priority, but I don't see that. That's why I prefer a certified right centre back. I hear it. Zini is going. KT is going. Get Hato. DG, who are you supporting for the Europa League and the Europa Conference League? Anyone playing against Chelsea, even though they're going to win the Conference League and complete the European set. Europa League, I'd love Bilbao to do it. Obviously, if it comes to what I think is good, I'd love Bilbao and Bodo Glint final. If it comes to it, United, don't let Spurs win that. Man come from generational poverty and people want to tell them about trophies when Saudis are offering money to fix the whole extended family, tax-free. Go get money, bro. Go and get money, bro. Get the bag, bro. It's a job. And I think it's a very superficial way. I think in football, everyone's like, oh, they're a money grabber. All they want to do is be a money grabber. What is wrong with grabbing peas? I'm sure in you lot's job, definitely with me on YouTube, none of us are gonna say no to more peas. So why should footballers be killed? Arsenal still an hour ago. Tickets are still available for our penultimate Premier League home game of the 2024-25 season against Bournemouth this Saturday. Penultimate? That can't be true. Penultimate, does that mean last? It means last, innit? It can't be. I swear we got Newcastle at home. Yeah, I knew I weren't making things up. Bournemouth ain't our last home game of the season. It's Newcastle. Let me actually, I don't know what penultimate means. I thought it was last. I thought it meant last. Okay, fair play. Penultimate means second to last or next to last. Okay, you learned something new. Fair enough, Arsenal, as you were. Means just before last. So just a wavy way of just saying before last. Bit of a weird word, but you learn something new every day. But then what's the point? It's just a wavy word, isn't it? Penultimate Premier League home game. Join me as we do a watch along from 4:30 on Saturday for Arsenal versus Bournemouth before we do the penultimate game of the next 10 days. I tried the thing and then I thought they're not at home still. I tried, man. You can't hate a guy for trying to be. Oh, sorry. Starboy to quiet down the haters in the second leg. Watch. English is doing too much. Just say second last. Whoever created it just wanted to be a bit extra. 100% penultimate. The penultimate live stream of the season. The penultimate. All right, cool. When I've got 2 live streams, like if we was doing a watch along today, I'd say this is the penultimate live stream before the one. Up the lights, gang, nearly at 200. Nearly so close, but so far. Inches, that's what she said. The comeback will happen. I've already taken the highest grade opium. No decent streamer live today, so I'm here. They're trying to hurt my feelings. So am I a dickhead? I might not be the most rated, but my dickhead. What are you trying to say, my prick? You're insulting me. Smash the like button. They brought out, yo, wait, I'm leaving for 30 seconds. Yeah, am I a prick? Like, what the fuck? Man's acting like he's trying to find holes in that. He's gone through his phone. The nice one's acting. So he's trying to find the 4 out of 10 thing. He's gonna shout, am I a prick? I come say that to my face, man. Fuck that. You're violating. Link me. Finsbury Park, link me, dickhead. Link me. Come by yourself. I'm gonna snake you. I'm coming with my brethren still. How don't you have manners? The internet is crazy. It must your YouTube career, yeah. Comments like that would burn. But nothing is harsher than the Reddit dons. I remember my early days when I used to post my content on Reddit. The Reddit dons are crazy. Nah, it's all bants, man. Come on, man. Fuck you, though. It's all entertainment. Yeah, love for that. Now we know. Nice word. It's actually a nice word. I just pray Berta has been given the authority to override Arteta on transfers so work can actually get done. I am not comparing Berta. Well, Berta's probably closer to David Dean than Arteta is to Arsene Wenger, but I'm not comparing Berta to David Dean, nor am I suggesting Mikel Arteta is Arsene Wenger. But for want of better terms, he needs to be the Berta needs to be the David Dean to Mikel Arteta's Arsene Wenger. But bare backhanded compliment, bro. We can give real backhands. DG, what's your ideal lineup, including signings going into next season? In an ideal world, I want to see Zubimendi, I want to see Nico Williams or Ryan Cherky or Sutton or Mbuemo. Gyökeres, Mbuemo, Saka. I'm just wary we've got a second leg of the Champions League, so I'm hoping to speak positivity. Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Lewis Skelly, Hato, whatever have you. Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, Timber, obviously David Raya as well. 100 DDs versus 1 Gorilla. Nope. I think, again, we always find ourselves talking about this. You know how stupid you have to believe, to believe you can thump up a gorilla? The first 70 people are getting mashed up. The first person who gets a limb either bitten off or ripped off, people are gonna get. It's a myth. It's a myth. Send the gorilla. Big up Rashid, man, my guy. I generally think if we keep a clean sheet at Parc de France, but that doesn't mean we will go through. I don't know. Hey, behave yourself. Moving like Odegaard. Behave yourself. I'm in the field. I didn't run. I've been holding it up in midfield on my own. Remember, this is a solo stream. Never. Never. Have you ever seen Odegaard do this? We lost this semi-finals, but you seen Odegaard do this? Have manners. Have manners.
Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.
Les said that. You saw it. Man's calling you bottle of the barrel, DG. As long as you're talked about, man. Better, hated, adored, but never ignored. We'll have that, man. We'll have that. No way you think a gorilla is winning, dog. They have no stamina. Gorilla's not King Kong. All right, Victor, you go first. 100 gorillas, yeah? You go first. You're acting, T. You're acting. You go first. A silverback gorilla. Maybe it gets exhausted after a while. Maybe someone gets lucky and hits it over the head or something. But that man said he copied me yesterday. Come on. Do you know how strong their exterior is? Whatever. Because some of you think you got the craziest punch in the world. I know some of you think you're boxers and all of that, people, but the first bang you get, arms are getting broken. Shit is getting ripped off. Mad biting. It's erratic as well. Charging and everything, doing the most. On the topic of that, yeah, all them Arsenal fans allegedly who have been doing monkey chants to Dembele, suck your mums, man. Because I'm pretty sure if Saka scored, you'd win. It's exhausted. You need 100, even 100 humans, full stop's a myth. You can't have 100 normal people. You need 100 people willing to die because people are going to get shook. People are going to get shook. Overrating the gorilla. You look, all I ask, I see 3 people who said you lot can beat up a gorilla. Boy selected himself. Jay selected himself. Who else? T, just because you've been dissing me, you're involved. You dash him in there first. Who else? Victor. All I ask, you 4 or 5, yeah, please find 95 other people. I only ask one thing. Let me record from a safe distance. Let me stream that on my YouTube channel or my Twitch channel. That's all I ask. The tallest gorilla is like 6'5". The average man weighs like 180. 100 men equals 18,000 pounds. You're sounding like them XG dons. Guys are trying to beat up at gorillas on XG. The first 20 are absolutely getting sacrificed for sure, but the rest can take advantage. The first 20, 30 is dark. I'll only rate the first person because you got a heart of a lion. And you was a good man. You lot are crazy. Like. So man don't think a gorilla will just stand there and let 100 man approach. Exactly. And you're forgetting, yeah, it's not just couple of that 100 are getting thumped up at the same time. It's not he's going to beat out one. He's going to do a madness. If he throws one at mad miles, that's wiping out certain other people. Someone's got concussion. You're done already. Give me Khabib, Islam, McGregor, and Ngannou, Brock Lesnar. You guys bad. But if you had to have 100 people, you need them Khabib and Islam dons, all them sides that Khabib's from, all them kind of man. You need all of that. And the Zulu Warriors as well. Our fans should grow up and not be offensive. Bro, fans are, it's not even grow up. They're scumbags, bro. There's bare scumbags of all fans of all clubs. Half of these fans, including us, they're the ones that have been abusing Dembele and these black players. If Saka scores, they will celebrate. And they're probably you ask them who their best and most favorite players are at Arsenal, some of them probably say Patrick Vieira, probably say Roll Castle, RIP, probably say Thierry Henry, and the list goes on. It's crazy. But we live in a day and age where certain people's favorite footballers might be a black player, but they wouldn't let their daughter marry one. They love the rhythm, not the blues. And it's unfortunate because one thing about football, it can unite people. Football, and this is what I like on our platform, it doesn't matter if you're man, woman, white, black, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, whatever is your thing. That's it. But a great tool like football, which has stopped wars, is also one of the few places in life they can be outright with their nonsense. We saw it in the build-up to the final where Sancho, Rashford, and Saka missed their penalties. We saw the fallout. We know the microaggressions as well. Nothing changes but the players, man. We need to blind the gorilla. How? See, there's no weapons. How are you going to blind the gorilla? There's no sticks. There's no magic potions. There's no hot water and kettle and sugar. How? How? Rashid, please don't tell me. You're one. Rashid, you're one of them. You think you can move to the gorilla? Okay, we've got a sixth person. I'm going to find 90 odd other people, man. I'm going to find 90 odd of you lot, man. That gorilla is running and dodging and grabbing the closest man, ripping him up, then just do a grind out thing. If the humans were to win, it's cleaning out 95 to 99 people. What's the scenario? Because if we're in a white room, I'm out. If it's in the jungle, light work, just sacrifice. But surely it's got to be in like not a closed space, but there's nowhere to run. Like it's only done when either the gorilla is still standing, or at least one person is still standing. Pardon me, you might as well just sacrifice like 70-year-old people just to act as a distraction and curiosity. Nah, the gorilla is beating people with the limbs of the deaded. A gorilla can punch through the chest of another one to get to another. But these lot think they can be up a gorilla. Big them up, man. What's the gorilla gonna do? Gun. 100 man couldn't take down Bonnie Blue. How they going to take down a gorilla? Oh my god. I've got tactics like Arteta. That means you're going outside. Bro, DG, once that gorilla starts bearing fangs and growling, half the man are gone. As you should. Broski, that gorilla is getting boxed up. Humans have the best stamina of any animal. These are the people that you're fighting with. Man are saying they're going to box you up. Add me to the list is peak for the gorilla. Okay. Oi, what do you know what? As soon as the season's done, let's get this lined up, people, please. Because I'm actually getting a list of people. Let's do this. Let's do this. You were all good people, man. You were all good people. A gorilla will kill you, man, if you get this. Bro, these lot want to fight gorilla. Let them fight gorillas, man. These lot want to fight a gorilla. Fight a gorilla. Silverback gorilla. This is what you lot believe you can move to. You lot genuinely believe. No, you're involved now. See, this is what boy is a perfect example. He was just saying you lot can move to the gorilla. Now he's scared. He don't want to fight. There's no heart. You see, you need Spartans. You're still going out there. You lot think you can thump this up? Maybe a baby one, but you lot think you can thump this up, bro? Look at that. Look at that. You lot genuinely think myth. What's this? I don't know what that is, but what's this? There's actually papers. Let's actually see. And experts, because experts always come out with fugazi stuff. Music said he could beat up a gorilla. Fair enough, man. This is what's going to be the case. A group acting together would surround and grapple. Grapple, you know. Gorilla, grapple. Wrapping around arms, legs, head, gouging eyes. But he added a caveat. You can't punch a gorilla one by one. A punch isn't going to win it. 100 people equals 400 hands and feet. Humans used to hunt holy mammoths. Verify that. Was anyone there to verify that? Or you just found a random bone in the desert? You lot can't even experiment with all the technology. You lot can't even explain why the fucking pyramids are up there. So you're chatting shit to us. No matter how dedicated you are, all 100 of you will meet your maker after a very violent and vicious death. May God be with you. I won't be joining in. Amen. Planet of the Apes might be coming sooner rather than we think. And when they start taking over the world and they see that I'm cool, I wasn't saying fight them. I was on a peace and love rusted thing. Wait, lit. Oh, come on, you're spoiling the fun. How strong is their chest as well? 30, 40 man could easily defeat a silverback. Most people drastically overestimate the size, strength, intelligence, and endurance and aggressiveness of a silverback gorilla. On average, a male silverback weighs in and around 300 to 400 pounds. Largest ever, almost 600, still massive, and is probably around 4 to 5 times stronger than the average man who works out. So we are definitely taking casualties, but this isn't enough to just rip apart every man instantaneously before a couple guys on each limb are ready to restrain him. You know what? Tactics, maybe. But Bare people got to pull down the legs, the feet, pull it to the floor. Absolute stump it. That you got to get so worksy, like so work. Timberlands, you need to absolutely smoke it. You know what? Might have to get involved still. I got 99th. I want the glory. Cristiano Ronaldo taking the 5th penalty. But if I see any fugaziness, you don't know. How strong can a human punch hurt a gorilla? Little damage due to the gorilla's superior strength and thicker skin and skull. A gorilla's skull is more resistant to sudden jarring motion than a human. See? So your craziest one bang ain't gonna do nothing, mate. 100 other guys versus one gorilla. Boy. 100 Mike Tysons. Yeah, you're moving mad, you know. That expert's setting people up to go home in pieces. Well, I ain't listening to no experts. Gorilla is not a proper serious animal like a hippopotamus. That's a dinosaur type thing. You know what? Some of my friends reckon they could beat up a hippo as well, saying it's not serious. Finally, DG listening. I might be down for the cause. Man can't even deadlift certain weights, but will have to grip to hold down a raging But you need bare people. You need like 20 people on each limb. Nah, it's a joke, man. Apes ain't doing shit. Man are following experts and chat GBT like there's any experiences of humans taking down gorillas in hand-to-hand combat. DG, this is an expert. I'm listening to an expert over a YouTuber, bro. Victor, you was a real one, bro. Oh, and he could get the job done, man. Took out the bad Terminator and the Predator. You're funny. You're funny. Our ancestors didn't fight and died to have us be such cowards. Sometimes you gotta be a lion, sometimes you gotta be a fox. It's not the toughest brother who survives, you know. It's the smartest. As long as we dance and sing for them, they're fine with us, DJ. And no, they probably hate them, man. They're most. Sad, man. Hippo sink boats, bro. Fuck a hippo. Hippo's got the best PR as well, because oh my god, like, you know, I'm silly girl. Like, oh my god, it's adorable. It's not gonna anyone. Yeah, go fuck around and find out. 189 likes, people. Surely 200's in sight. 11 of you. Our ancestors still did not 1v1 a bloody gorilla. Exactly. We developed weapons and tech for reasons. 100, bro. Listen, humans, we're lucky, we're resourceful and collaboration and that. But you are going mad trying to a gorilla. I'm not gonna lie. You could probably talk me into being involved until I hear that the growl from a gorilla, or when it does that erratic charging up, then I'm like, yes, safe. Hippo, elephant, instant L. Giraffe is possible though, because it has uneven. Nah, we can fuck up a good giraffe still. We can fuck it up. We can move to a giraffe. We can move. There's a couple animals we can move to. We might be able to move to a lion. A chimpanzee ripped off a man's jaw, and they're not even close to being as strong as a gorilla. But Karma people think they're the baddest. 20 man holding each arm while the gorilla's biting, man. So some people, like, I think to be fair, even the ones that somehow think that they can win, everyone's in an acknowledgement. A lot of people would have to be sacrificed. There's a lot of sacrificial lambs. Apparently, Man City want Morgan Gibbs White. Crazy. Must be nice. One in Premier League players. Absolutely crazy. Hey, Carlo might be going to Brazil once upon a time again. Let's go, man. Let's have it, lad. We got the Twitch gang. DG said you could swing a giraffe. We can move to it though, man. A man said one swing on the neck will send you to Pop Smoke concert. Enough, man. We can move to it. We can move to it. I think we can move to a giraffe. I think 10 of us can move to it. We can move to a giraffe. We can move to a giraffe. Giraffe. We can move to a giraffe. Who wins? Can move to a giraffe. It's uneven in that. In a confrontation, giraffe would likely win against humans due to their size, strength, and powerful kicks. Yeah, it would sacrifice people. Giraffe kicks are known to be extremely strong and cause serious injury, even death. Height advantage. Giraffes have high blood pressure, requiring a strong heart and specialized blood vessels to circulate. We'll fuck it out, man. We'll move to that. We'll move to that. We'll move to that. You just got to get it down. Obviously, some people are going to get kicked and dealt with, but we'll deal with that, man. Just get it on the floor, stomp its head up, man. DG not so confident about the giraffe no more. We'll move to it. Yeah, who's getting kicked? We can move to a giraffe. I'm on that. We can beat up a giraffe. 10 of them things are strong. My ancestors did fight gorillas, weapons, hand to hand. They quickly decided that the gorillas can have the mountain territory. It's all there. Bloody hell. I've seen a giraffe one tap a lion. That's cool for the lion. They ain't done that to DG, though. Ain't done that to me, though. Ain't done that to you or me. Let's have it. Man said a bear. Polar bears, forget that. Forget that. I think a bear is so scary, you know, because a bear can run, it can climb, a tiger as well, but it can run, it can climb, it can do bear things. I think the polar bear is even more scarier because like they eat meat, pause. Like they've got no choice. Like there's nothing else in the Arctic. Like they have to straight be savage. Like man said, DG, with all due respect, you're a midget. By the time you've noticed, they've already make you blend in one with the ground. Well, so how tall are you, Nathan? Are you trying to get bitches with that? One, how tall was Mike Tyson? How tall was Napoleon? And it's not the size of the dog, it's the size of the fight in the dog, mate. Like, yeah. That's how I know you're soft. You're scared. You get beat up by a gal in that light. You're not on it. You can cripple the giraffe, bear man getting stamped. Though. Exactly, we can move to it. Yeah, I'm not fighting bears. We can move to a giraffe. We can move to a giraffe. Yeah. We can move to the giraffe. You just got to be strategic. Bear fat is supposedly the tastiest. Yeah, I can pretty sure that I'm never gonna be able to. Yeah, a bear must be the scariest shit ever. Bucking a bear must be a madness. Even to be fair, whales and certain whales and dolphins leave humans alone. But sometimes I watch those videos and I'm like, imagine you was there. Like, why do you want to put yourself in those situations? It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Man said I ain't scared of Willie the Pooh. A gorilla doesn't eat meat. A bear is way more scary than the gorilla. I can't lie, they're all fucking scary, mate. Like, they're both equally as scary. Lion as well. Orcas are demons. They're too intelligent, man. Give me a 22-inch utensil. I like to see what you did there. And I will solo the gorilla. I don't know. I'm trying the bear. Karma, you just confirm you're an idiot. A bear. A bear. Oh, look at me. I'm 6 foot. Girl, shout me. Oh, my God. You know, actually, if you're 6 foot on the dot and I'm 5'8", you're not that much taller, all right? Hope they DM you. Hope they DM you. You're not rolling. You got no heart, Nathan. I can tell yourself. I'm not going to say it for obvious reasons, but I'll post it. Confirmed. One of them, man. Nathan's getting agendas for the rest of his life here, man. Bro, I'm 6 foot. I ain't fighting a bear. I'm not fighting no bear. 100 man versus a polar bear. I think we could do it, you know. I think we could do it, you know. I think we could do it. But then who wins out of a bear and a gorilla? I reckon we could do it. 100 humans versus polar bear. I reckon we could do it. It's peak, but I reckon we could do it. You would need Spider-Man levels of strength to even stand a chance against 100 fully grown humans attacking you all at once. A polar bear will kill a few, but it's going to get... We can move to it, bro. Stamina's dead as well. We can move to it. Bears only use their paws. Wait, what? Sure? Bear versus a gorilla would actually be interesting. Bear versus gorilla. They need to... Oh, I mean, the animal lovers are going to get at me, but they might as well let these lot fight. In a matchup between a grizzly bear and a in a matchup between a grizzly bear and a silverback gorilla, the grizzly bear is genuinely favored to win due to its size, powerful claws, and predatory instincts. While gorillas possess immense strength and could potentially cause serious damage, the bear's natural weaponry and fighting style would give it the edge in a confrontation. So a bear could fuck up a gorilla. Grizzlies are genuinely larger and heavier than gorillas, with male brown bears often weighing between 400 to 1,200 pounds, while male gorillas weigh around 300 to 500 pounds. Grizzlies have sharp claws and powerful jaws, making them formidable attackers. Gorillas, while strong, don't have the same natural weapons for defense or offense. So you lot doing then? Just staying alive. Grizzlies are predatory and have a natural instinct to hunt and kill. Gorillas, while physically powerful, are primarily herbivores and don't have the same experience or motivation to fight. Dang. We're moving to them all, man. Oh, you lot are. How have we got here? Spiders, bears, gorillas. Nah, I mean, I just don't want to be around certain spiders. Gorillas probably got the better punch, but the lack of claws is a problem. Forget them forest bears that can find some honey or blueberries. I'm talking polar bears, crazy. Fuck that, because they're actually like, yeah, we're gonna yam you. A black bear would beat a gorilla. The bear's weight is crazy. Yeah, but has a bear got heart though? Because bears they're known to be scared of loud noises. You got all of that, but you ain't got heart. I've read so many stories. Oh, the bear was about to mash us up and we lit off a firework, or there was a big bang and it ran away. It ain't got no heart. Has a bear got heart? Gorillas got heart. I don't know if a bear's got heart. Bears are a bear chasing you is a myth. Bears are faster, bigger, stronger, and crazier than a gorilla. But has it got heart? Soft. Polar bears are savage. Probably because a bear is more likely to use their bite in combat, and a good bite is the neck. But they ain't got heart, man. They ain't got heart. Hey, you can agenda. Oh no, it's calm. Nate dog. We can move to it. We can actually move to it. Gotta have heart. A gorilla will. Boy, we ain't all soft. Polar bear's a myth. Hey, they for your prick. Oh, mate. Mate. We got this though, man. We got this. 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 Now, DG, we know you're one of them gym dons. Me? Nah. Gorillas are more pacifist. They don't have heart. Yeah, but have you ever seen a calm person be pushed to a certain level and then just, you know what they should do? 100 people versus a gorilla, but give the gorilla cocaine. So it's just excited and mad, right? Because you lot saying it ain't, I ain't done that before, but you lot saying it ain't got heart. Let's see what's going to happen when it's moving crazy and all right. Maybe we could wait a bit and it's the cocaine might go up, make his heart pump a bit too much, and we might win by a technicality. 5 more likes until we hit 200, folks. Kiamon, what's going on here? I can see DG taking his shot off before the gorilla fight. 100%. If you're gonna kill me, I don't go out like a Spartan. A gorilla is mashing up a bear. Let me fight the hippo before the polar bear. At least the hippo isn't very agile on land. Fuck fighting any of them. DG needs to do a dilemma stream once in a while. We need dilemmas. We need interest. We need you lot to want that. We need dilemmas. I'm all for expanding content, man, and we're getting to the end of the season. So we need to be thinking about ways of trying stuff, man. We might have to place that on Twitch. It makes more sense. What's this? I need to send that email. Fair enough. Polar bears can smell you from over 3 miles away. Forget it. If man pulls up, you're done. I mean, isn't it fantastic, God's creatures? But could you imagine if it wasn't civilization and we're all out here with these lot? Bears are not fast though. Gorillas got fast movements. Uncle Ian wasn't having it. Yeah, Aluko's bugging, man. Aluko is bugging. Aluko is just bugging out, man. Like the one person you shouldn't be getting that, especially if you as a woman wants to break in, is someone who's a massive advocate for it. And there's other case studies of women praising Ian, right? Not that he necessarily wants to praise of them, of him bossing them. Making enemies you don't need. ChatGPT says the hippo would finish the 100 the fastest. Why though? How? Open another tab, load up YouTube, search male bear fight, and click the first video. You'll see heart. All right. What did you say to type in? Male bear fighting. Let's see what they got about him. Mute this, obviously. Let's skip it again. Fucking hell. They're massive pause. See, it's the standing up thing when they, yeah, safe. This is a myth. Yeah, this is a myth. 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 Oh my day. Yeah, imagine. Yeah, I'm not involved. Streaming on my YouTube channel. I'm not involved. Look at the because they're biting each other, they're trying to knock each other down. Oh shit. He's beating you up, homie. Don't have it. Don't have it. Bang him. Oh, he's doing the snaky thing, hitting man from behind. Oh, you're running off. Why are you running? Fight to the death. Oh, you don't want it no more. To be fair, this video is deep, man. He tried the thing, and my man's trying to run away, and he's still hitting him up. Fair enough. Oh shit. Oh shit. It's over, bruh. Oh, he's got you. He's got you. He's got you, lad. Oh shit. Okay. Get back. I always believed in you, you know. Get back. Okay. Move to him. Oh shit. All right, cool. The remontada is over. Oh shit. No, it might be back. Hey, you're back. Who the hell is the cameraman as well? Why is there always cameraman capture? This can't be an actual person in it. They got to do the smart thing and just drop a camera. Where's the cameraman gone? Even the cameraman shook. This is incredible footage. Fuck. Stop running, man. Stop running. Yeah. See, don't run. Bang him. You got this, man. Come on, Wakanda thing. Come on. I don't even know which one's which at this point, but it's a madness. The cameraman is lacking. Post the link. One sec. See, if we was on Twitch, we could have watched this together in real time. This is why you need to follow on Twitch, people. So they got the Twitch gang. That's where I'm watching it. This is absolutely... I don't know how we got here. We've gone down a rabbit hole, man. This is why I appreciate you lot. We got social joins for that one. Oh, he's done a comeback. Hey, look at the wounds. He done a get back. The guy that was getting moved to. All right, go on. Underdog shit. All right, he don't want it no more. And we can move to this, man. We definitely can't. Go on. See, he's not laughing anymore. Don't show him mercy. Oh, shit. It started again. They both done a thing. Eesh. Now they're taking it into the water. Drowning, man. Drowning. Put his head in the water. Drowning, bro. Two good fighters. Ain't seen a fight like this since Eubank versus my man. Okay. Water ting. Stop pushing each other. It's getting moist. Okay. This is a fight. Let's skip it forward because it's 9 minutes long. Oh, he's biting your neck. Oh. How's it end? Oh, they're going on for time and it started again. Bare mud. Hey, savage. It better be to the death. Oh, they're tied. Raw, man's mouth's bleeding. Two great fighters. So have they chilled off now? All right, cool. You had fight. Okay, so that's moist. See, we can move to a bear, man. Fight like that to the death. And rather than, you know, you're having a pint with him. It's all that about. They leave each other alone after. Meaty. I don't think they know they can drown. Jump on its back and it's falling on you flat. Like, oh, imagine that. You're absolutely finished. Check out John West bear fight. John West bear fight. Let's see what's happening here. Wait, what? A human? This is an advert, though, man. This can't be real. Yeah, fuck that fake shit, man. One more like. I feel like I could jump on its back. Karma, you think you're a scrapper, isn't it? You're gonna learn the hard way. You're gonna learn the hard way. It'd be long, George. Why? You've watched Cocaine Bear. You know what? I actually haven't. Bro. 100% is fake, man. Man is happier moving to a bear than a gorilla. Yeah. But that tells you the mindset. A bear hasn't seen us before. The bear should fear us. Like we fear it. You know what? We could probably beat up a tiger as well. We could probably outswim a whale. You can do anything you put your mind to. Okay, forget what I said about the tiger. Forget that. I was capping. I was all my days. Oh yeah. Myth. Miss. This fat shark in water. Tiger talks dead. It didn't last long. A whale don't care, but we can move to it for no reason. A man said he was talking the hardest at gigs, and now he's backtracking his Spurs kind of does. Upon new information, you are allowed to change your mind. You can't be in it. You can't be ignorant. Tiger, yeah, I tried. Tiger would get cooked. I tried. Biggest bear versus biggest tiger. I'm going with the bear. I go with the tiger, you know. I think the longer the fight goes on, the bear's in trouble. Because the tiger's going to do the erratic stuff. The tiger is basically a cat. It's going to jump up and down different angles. If a bear is able to hold it and chomp on it, rhino, hippo, elephant, only land animals we'd lose to versus 100 man. The tiger is more scared of us than we're scared of it. Real talk. This is why some people have them as pets. Who is telling you this stuff? Who is telling you this? Who told you that? What tiger did you speak to? Tigers ain't fighters, and they eat things smaller than them. They're not scrappers. Well, it's okay. So 2 of you think we can mash up a tiger, low key. 1 more like. DG. Who's gonna do it? Ooh. Elephants are scary, but elephants and dolphins scare me because them man are mad intelligent. Have you seen when you always hear stories of elephants going and getting revenge and doing all these things? Tigers are proper spooked of humans, man. That's why they avoid us. All right, you go walk through the Amazon jungle and tell me what's going. Because you lot are moving mad. Are tigers scared of humans? Because you lot are saying bare things. I need to verify this. Fair enough, boy. Boy, moving like David Attenborough. Yes, tigers are generally wary of humans and will usually avoid them if possible, while they are apex predators. There was a wrestler that used to say that about. Tigers are not inherently aggressive towards people and typically only attack when they feel threatened, are defending their territory or cubs, or when they're desperate for food due to injury or old age. This fear is likely rooted in the fact that humans are larger, potentially more dangerous predators and have a history of hunting and trapping tigers. So if you don't fuck with their territory, they're cool. Okay. Most animals are scared of things bigger than them. Tigers' claws and jaws shredding human bone and flesh like paper. Imagine. Elephants are hella smart. Tigers don't go to populated areas out of curiosity. Bears go to populated areas out of curiosity. They're not scared. Have you seen them videos where people come back from holiday? Like there's someone in Australia and their house was obviously cleared through the roof and they went on the cameras and bears just broke in. Falling through the stairs, mashing up everything. What have you not? Yeah, I've seen them Indian duns. They had heart. Them Indian brothers had heart. The whole village is just mashing up the tiger. But again, to beat a gorilla, you need guys like that. They all had heart. People are lunatics, broski. Jaguars are probably more aggressive. I know. Jaguars are scary, man. They're scary, man. They're the black ones, innit? Scary stuff. 200 likes. And with that being said, people, my goal was to stay here until we got 200. We've got that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll start doing this kind of silly content on Twitch, but let me let you lot all enjoy your evening. Check out the rest of the other content. Going to get ready for footy.